It's a beautiful night for baseball in Jamestown, New York. The home of the National Comedy Center trades punchlines for fastballs as the Jamestown Tarp Skunks and the Niagara Falls Americans meet for the fifth time this season. Another perfect game, Collegiate Baseball League showdown. Hello, good evening, and welcome to the American Sports Network. Alongside Ethan Duncan, I'm Tom Rook. The Americans enter tonight's matchup in 7th place in the PGCBL West Division standings with an 8-10 record, while the Tarp Skunks sit 3rd at 12-6. Ethan, welcome in.
Yeah, both teams have a little bit of a losing skid here. Americans have lost 2 straight after getting back to 500 at 8-8. Otherwise, on the other side, Jamestown has lost 4 of their last 5. Their only win being against the Americans at Sal Magley. Americans have really done a lot better than Jamestown at away. I mean, so far, Jamestown is 4-5 on the year away. Americans away are, what the fuck am I saying? Excuse me. Jamestown not that good at their home, 4-5 on the year compared to 8-1 away. Americans have their one win here at Diethrick Park, and a 9-8 win also fell 6-5. Americans and Jamestown both equaled 13 runs apiece when the Americans are at Jamestown. Jamestown, when they're at Sal Magley, outscored the Americans 27-13. It really goes to show the Americans doing much better here in Jamestown.
Americans come into tonight on a 2-game losing streak. Jamestown also has not been playing their best baseball as of late. The Americans will wear the away blues in tonight's matchup. The Tarp Skunks wearing the all-black with white pinstripes and the bright blue socks and bright blue hats. The Americans lost a tough one last night against the Olean Oilers, 11-6 at Sal Magley Stadium. Really held scoreless for a better part of that game, and were completely dominated on the offensive end and shut down. The Tarp Skunks had last night off, but played against the Muck Dogs on Thursday, and they were mercied in 7 innings. They lost that one 15-5, so both teams searching for some vengeance. The Americans have lost their last 2, but won 5 out of their last 8. The Tarp Skunks, a little bit different. They've won just their last 2 out of their last 6 games. So they come into tonight really needing a win, sitting in 3rd place, 12-6 on the year.
Yeah, big one here against the Americans, and they will travel to Auburn to play a doubleheader tomorrow. They honestly might be happy with that because it's at Auburn, 8-1 on the year away. So 3 straight tough games here for Jamestown, who's really would want to get back into 1st place. I mean, we've seen what they can do at home versus away. I mean, albeit they want to get some more home wins, but I mean, you want to get the top seed even if you're better away.
Absolutely. That's unbelievable, though, when you look at those numbers. I mean, 8-1 on the road, right? You're traveling not too far in this league. You know, the Perfect Game League, maximum traveling distance of about 3 hours each team, maybe a little bit farther, not too crazy, but 4-5 here at Diethrick Park. It's just not at all what this team was expecting coming into the season. As we take a look at the starting lineups for either side tonight, obviously the Americans, the away side, they'll be batting first. So taking a look at the Americans' starting lineup for tonight, a new face in the leadoff spot. It's David Harris. He'll play left field tonight for the Americans. The new guy, Alex Glasscock, slides up into the 2-hole after having a big 2 RBI day yesterday against the Oilers in the 9 spot. Moves up 7 places in the lineup. He'll bat second. Dominic Zangardi back in the starting lineup tonight, hitting 3rd. Pitched an inning last night, then came in and played left field. Now he'll take over in the 3 spot in right field. Matthew Ganschow played left field last night, but now the designated hitter tonight. He'll bat 4th. Derek Jesmonti back in center, back-to-back nights for the first time in over 2 weeks since a calf injury, but he'll be back out patrolling center field. Nick Past behind the dish tonight, working alongside Aiden Rose on the mound. That's the battery. Colin Price, the extra hitter. Adam Weiss over there at first. Miguel Salcedo back in the lineup at second base tonight. No Justin Gladfelter. And Cooper Rowell gets the start at third base. Thomas Marcotte gotten the majority of the third baseman play the past 2 nights, but now it'll be Rowell's turn over there at the hot corner as the Tarp Skunks defensive alignment is announced. We'll take a look at that.
Traumer in left field, Grant Moore in center, move Nate Muncie to right field, something everyone was talking about, including Jamestown announcers. Dixon at 3rd, Enders at short, Jordan at 2nd, Rodriguez Costa at 1st, Fetchick behind the dish, Totter on the mound.
Yeah, no Tito Kiefer at shortstop tonight. Rodriguez Costa over at 1st, a big change from Nate Muncie, because he'll head out to right field as we pause for a moment and honor America with the playing of our national anthem.
That's including playoffs. Count. Yeah. Who do you think more would replace
As we get ready to start tonight's matchup, it's the Jamestown Tarp Skunks against the Niagara Falls Americans. We've said it a couple times already. Looking at the Tarp Skunks coming into tonight, they are 4-5 here at Diethrick Park. The Americans on the road this year just 3-5 compared to 5-5 at home, whereas the Tarp Skunks 8-1 on the road. Ethan, that looked a little bit different last year, though.
Complete opposite last year, Tom. 19-5 at home, 10-9 away. It really goes to show how much comfort of home has really changed for these Tarp Skunks here. I mean, it's had a winning record in away and home. Certainly not the case here with that 4-5 moniker.
So Ryan Tater gets the start on the bump for the Tarp Skunks. Tater going to be a sophomore next fall in the transfer portal, currently looking for a new opportunity. Actually played this past fall at the University of Connecticut. Just appeared one time, one inning. Actually had 3 balks in the inning, a walk, and threw 12 pitches against Boston College in a game that was 26-19. So an incredible game that he entered in, but that was his only game he saw action in this year. Then for Jamestown this summer, 4 appearances, 4 starts, 0-1 on the year, 15 strikeouts to 9 walks with an 11.7 ERA. He'll face an Americans lineup that really has been swinging the bat well as of late. Jamestown, though, struggling as of late at the dish. Has not scored a ton of runs as of late, but they are currently second in the West Division in runs on the year, just 3 runs behind Auburn, who you mentioned they'll play a doubleheader against tomorrow. That's a good matchup.
Yeah, certainly be a great matchup. But besides, if Auburn can really hang with these tough teams, I mean, they beat Batavia, but a lot of their schedule is against Geneva and Newark, who are the two last teams in the West. I mean, you could say the same thing about the Americans last year, going 9-1 against the Ironbacks last year and really helped them get a third of their wins. But you really want to see this team. They're not really playing the Americans that much, obviously, how far away they are. Not really playing Jamestown a ton, how far away they are. Auburn really one of the more east-west teams, so they really play those same teams around there, whether it's Geneva, whether it's Newark, or it's Elmira.
Absolutely, yeah. You look at the matchups tonight across the West Division. Auburn taking on Olean, Niagara, and Batavia in a doubleheader, which Batavia currently leads Game 1 9-0. And then Geneva and Newark, the patented same ownership matchup, back again tonight. The Americans will host the Elmira Pioneers tomorrow in a doubleheader at Sal Magley Stadium. As we get set for baseball here at Diethrick Park, it'll be David Harris against Ryan Tater. Top of the first pitch of the ball game here at Diethrick Park. Tater's ready. Harris is ready. Here's the first pitch, and it misses inside for ball number 1.
Tater on the year, as you mentioned, that 11.7 ERA, 15 strikeouts, huge, but also leads the team in hit by pitches with 6. Leading them by 2, so certainly someone to see 6 hit by pitches in 10 innings.
Pitch to Harris, misses down. Now 2-0. Dave Harris been a very reliable bat this season for the Americans, currently hitting .405 in 12 games played. Riding a 5-game on-base streak coming into tonight. Pitch from Tater in there for strike number 1. Harris bats from the left side. Had a base hit last night. That one misses low. Now 3-1. Harris, as we mentioned, getting the start in the leadoff spot tonight. A little bit different of a look for the Americans. Justin Gladfelter on the bench. In tonight's game, he's been struggling as of late, but leads the team in at-bats, so bound for a day off here and there. Here's the 3-1 to Harris. Fouled behind home. It'll be a 3-2 pitch coming to David Harris. Univera Kids Camp Day here at Diethrick Park, a Saturday night. Beautiful night for baseball. A little bit humid, upper 70s.
This is a huge pitch here, Tom. Americans through the first 6 innings gets only an 0 for 6. Really want to start with the leadoff runner on here.
Here's the 3-2. Inside misses, and David Harris works a really nice leadoff walk for this Americans offense.
Walk number 7 there for Harris. It's a big one to get on safely. It's 2 stolen bases on the year. Americans tried to steal yesterday. Bauer was out by a mile. Curious to see if they'll try against Fetchick.
Americans been striking out a lot as of late, 30 in their last 2 games. But when they walk, good things happen. They are 4-1 when they have 10 or more walks, and already won tonight. Harris off first. Here's the first pitch to Glasscock. He swings, pops it fouled on the first baseline, out of play. Glasscock comes to the Americans from Middlebury College in Vermont. This will be his 2nd game as an American tonight. Played shortstop last night, got the start, and had a nice base hit up the middle. Also committed an error in the game on a tough play up the middle. Here's the 0-1 to Glasscock. Misses low and away. Good stop from Fetchick behind the plate. Couple guys out of the lineup tonight for the Tarp Skunks that the Americans have seen in their 4 matchups. Branston Lindquist not behind the plate tonight for Tarp Skunks. Also, Paul Delanto out of the lineup as well. David Harris off first. Being 1-1 to Glasscock, misses in. Now 2-1. Tater features a fastball, curveball, sweeper, changeup, as well as a cutter. So a really true 5-pitch mix guy. Looking for a new opportunity this fall. Behind in the count, 2-1 to Glasscock. Fouls that one once again. Out of play. That one looked like the sweeper. So Glasscock looking to take it the other way, but a little bit behind on it.
Yeah, he's fouled off a couple pitches. Only 2 wild pitches on the year for Tater. Doesn't really feel like he's truly controlled the zone yet so far in this game.
Jamestown up there in the West Division, number 2 in wild pitches on the year. Here's the 2-2. That's called strike 3. Dotted up on the corner by Ryan Tater for the first out of the inning.
Certainly shut me up there. Certainly found the zone dotting the corner for a big first out. So bring up Dom Zangardi.
Zangardi back in the lineup tonight. Just pitched an inning on the mound last night. Now thrown in back-to-back games on the mound after not throwing a single inning all year. But he's in right tonight, batting from the left side. Harris still off first, 1 out of the inning. Pitch to Zangardi, fouled straight back behind home, right on it. It'll be an 0-1 coming to Zangardi, the incoming freshman at Niagara U.
Zangardi, as you mentioned, batting .400. The best hitters on this team, only 18 years old. Had a day off yesterday, but certainly good to have him back in this lineup in the 3-hole.
Currently 4 for his last 7. Bad in this Americans lineup. Pick off the first. Harris back in plenty of time. Harris not much of a threat to run. Has good speed, but hasn't stolen too many bags on the season. Just 2 steals for Harris this year. Pitch to Zangardi, dribbled fouled on the first baseline. So it'll be a 1-2. 0-2, excuse me. 0-2 coming to Dom Zangardi. No Tito Kiefer in the lineup tonight for the Tarp Skunks. Currently 3rd on the squad in batting average, a .378 hitter on the year. But Jackson Enders over there at shortstop tonight. Zangardi digs in, down 0-2. Tater deals. Popped up into shallow center. Enders going back, more coming in. It'll fall for a base hit. Now 1st and 2nd, the Americans set up with 1 out.
Perfect Texas infielder, Texas leaguer there for Zangardi. No chance there for Moore, even though he's a heck of a center fielder. Wouldn't have even made the play if he tried to dive. Perfectly placed by Zangardi. 1st and 2nd now with 1 out as it brings up Ganschow. 21 RBIs on the year.
You said it, Matt Ganschow been having a heck of a season, riding a 12-game on-base streak. Actually just ended a 7-game hitting streak. Joe Reidebach shading over his left fielder Anthony Traumer down the line. Anticipating Ganschow to pull it, which he does. Popped up into left. Traumer underneath it. Harris back on the bag. Is not going to tag. There's the 2nd out of the inning.
This is something we've really seen with Ganshow is he'll swing at a first pitch if he likes it. Really like that one. Just popped in the shallow left field. Certainly an at-bat he'll want back as it'll bring up Jesmondi.
Yeah, Derek Jesmondi digs in. Certainly some strategy to the lineup tonight, going with the lefty-righty combo. And then all righties to finish out the bottom. Jesmondi digs in from the left side. Chops that one to first. Fielded by JRC. Steps on first for the third out of the inning. So in the inning, no runs on a hit. No errors and 2 runners left on base. We played a half an inning. And it's 0-0 with the Jamestown Tarp Skunks coming to bat. The Niagara Falls Americans appreciate the support of Stalka Agency. Serving Western New York since 1957, Stalka Agency makes insurance simple through proactive planning and straightforward conversations. Call the local Stalka Insurance team at 716-634-7070 to get a tailored insurance quote that's as precise as a pitcher painting the outside corner. The Niagara Falls Americans would like to thank TLC Pet Food for their continued support. Specializing in nutrient-dense recipes, TLC Pet Food offers dog and cat food with fresh ingredients and added probiotics. Find the whole life dog and cat formulas for your furry friend at tlcpetfood.com. Back here at Diethrick Park in Jamestown, New York, home of the National Comedy Center right up the road. But like we mentioned, we're trading punchlines for fastballs tonight in a matchup between the Tarp Skunks and the Americans. The Tarp Skunks coming to bat, and we'll take a look at their batting lineup. Ethan.
Grant Moore is always in center field leading off. Extra hitter Eric Weeks, who had a home run against the Americans. That was his first on the year. Nate Muncy adding third, move to right. Fetchick coming in today in the 4 spot. Costello 5th in DH. Enders now moved to shortstop. Caleb Jordan at second base. James Dixon at third. Joaquin Rodriguez Costa at first base. Traumer at left. Tater gave up a hit and a walk. Gets out of it.
Yeah, a couple of new faces. Dom Costello just joining the team today. So taking over in the designated hitter role. Take a look at the Americans' defensive alignment. David Harris in left, Derek Jesmondi in center, Dom Zangardi in right, Cooper Rowell over at third, Alex Glasscock at shortstop, Miguel Salcedo gets to start at second base tonight, Adam Weiss over at first, and Nick Past back in the lineup after a tough day behind the plate yesterday for Tyler Foxcroft. 7 steals from the Olean Oilers. The Americans have allowed 12 stolen bases in their last 2 games. And the Tarp Skunks currently lead the PGCBL in steals with 93 on the year. Grant Moore steps in. He'll face off against Aiden Moroz. Cut on and miss for strike 1. Moroz's last time out there on the mound for the Americans. He went the distance in a 7-inning mercy rule victory against the Batavia Muck Dogs. Moroz 2-0 on the season, thrown 15 2/3 innings. The 0-1 to Moore. Popped up in shallow left, ranging out. Glasscock coming in. Harris. And Glasscock runs it down for a nice catch.
Long way to run there for Glasscock. It's the shortstop, but able to get more out on 2 pitches. Something to certainly like to see from Moroz. He's not really a strikeout pitcher. Only 8 strikeouts on the year. That's in 15 2/3 innings. But he does a job. He gets ground balls. He gets fly balls that are out, and that's what you really want.
Just shy of a 1-to-1 strikeout to walk ratio, 9 walks on the year, so he's not going to walk a ton of guys either. Pitch to Weeks, chopped to short. Glasscock stays back in the hole. It'll be a long throw, and he makes the play for the second out of the inning.
Rose got through their 2 toughest hitters pretty easily. Weeks giving the Americans nightmares at Sal Magley with that home run.
Yeah, Weeks hitting .415 entering tonight. A little different right there as he's retired. Here's Nate Muncy, a Kent State Golden Flash. Traditionally a first baseman, taking over in right field tonight. Pitch from Rose. Deals at the bottom of the zone, just misses. Aiden Moroz looking for a new spot to play in the fall. Played last year at Villa Maria College, which unfortunately closed down. 1-0 to Muncie. He whiffs on that one. It'll be a 1-1 coming from Rose. You got a feel from Rose a little bit. College closing down. Have to find a new place to play. Here's the 1-1. Hit down the left field line and fair. Muncie going to round first. Harris runs it down. Muncie is going to cruise into second with a 2-out stand-up double here in the bottom of the first.
No chance there for Rao, just over his head, right down that left field line. Harris had to quick turn to get that ball. Obviously, no chance for a triple, but easy double there for Muncie. So they're confident. Put him in the 3 spot. Already has an extra base hit.
So in steps Heath Fetchick, the 4-hitter today. Doing the catching tonight for the Tarp Skunks. Like we mentioned, Branston Lindquist has been dominant against the Americans this season. He gets the night off. Doesn't mean we can't see him later on. Rose deals first pitch to Fetchick. And he takes strike number 1 on the outside corner.
Big spot here for Fetchick, trying to drive in Muncie, who didn't have an extra base hit all year until that. He takes strike 1.
Something the Tarp Skunks have really excelled at as of late, the extra base hit. 11 extra base hits in just their last 2 games. Pitch to Rose, misses outside, 1-1. Something the Americans have really struggled with this year. You look at on the year as a whole, just 24 extra base hits, as opposed to the Tarp Skunks, who now have half of that in just 3 games.
Something the Americans need is just having that hit for power.
Rose checks him at second, delivers. That one's popped on the left field line, fading foul. It'll land foul. So now 2 strikes on Fetchick. Muncie retreats back to second base. We're in the bottom of the first here at Diethrick Park. 1 run apiece for either squad. Heath Fetchick behind in the count 1-2 against Aiden Moroz in his first inning of work for the Americans. Rose working from the stretch, checks Muncie at second. Not too big of a lead, deals to Fetchick. Popped up in foul ground. Drifting out of play. Weiss close to the fence, and he watches it land over the fence.
A little bit too far there for Weiss. So that's out of the camera's view. Fence probably about 5 feet tall. Don't think he did hurdles in high school, so he's able to track that one down. That, you know, if that fence isn't there, he's probably able to dive and make the play.
Yeah, he is from Saratoga Springs, home of the horse racing. But Weiss not hopping over the fence like the horse is hopping over the hurdles. Here's the pitch from Rose. Outside, misses. So it'll be a 2-2 coming. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Fetchick plays his collegiate ball at Seton Hill University. This past season, 19 games started, 25 games played. He hit .250, had 6 doubles and 3 bombs. So there's the slugging that we've been talking about this Americans team is in need of, but the Tarp Skunks have an abundance of. Here's the 2-2. Misses upstairs. 3-2 coming.
He's talked about it, Tom, how he's pretty almost identical with walks and strikeouts. 9 strikeouts to 9 walks here. See which way it goes.
So Moroz will deliver the 3-2 against Heath Fetchick. Outside, just misses about a half a ball off the plate. Moroz wanted it. Going to walk around the mound before he faces off against the new Tarp Skunk in Dom Costello.
Weiss certainly wishes that fence wasn't there and been able to make that play. This one here, first and second, once again, same situation as the Americans had in the top of the first.
Costello from North Olmsted, Ohio. Actually played in 36 games last year for the Tarp Skunks and batted .314. Here's the pitch, and it hits him. So that'll load the bases. Aiden Moroz drills Costello in his first at-bat here tonight. So now the Tarp Skunks have him loaded.
The second hit by a pitch from Moroz. As it brings up Enders.
Yeah, if the Americans wanted to face one guy with the bases loaded, it probably would be Jackson Enders, just batting .200 in 14 games this year. 1 RBI. Rose lands that one in for strike number 1. Enders currently 3 for his last 13, but 7 steals on the year, so been a good guy when he gets on base, able to steal some bags. Rose ahead 0-1 against Enders. Rose takes a breath, deals. Popped up down the right field line. And it's drifting out of play. It'll land the Americans' bullpen.
The 0-2 here from Rose, looking for that strikeout. And there's only one RBI on the year, 23 at-bats.
Yeah, Rose looking for that strikeout pitch right here would be big. But 2 outs in the inning, so the Americans' infield can go to any bag here with the bases loaded. Rose working from the stretch. Here's the 0-2. Just misses upstairs. Rose, you can see talking to himself out there. He really wants this one against Enders. Enders from Cheshire, Connecticut. Rose working from the stretch. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs, bases loaded. Here's the pitch. Popped up into shallow right. Dom Zangardi ranging over to his right. He calls off Jesmondi and hauls it in. And Aiden Rose works out of a bases-loaded jam here in the bottom of the first against the Jamestown Tarp Skunks.
Rose does his job, usually gets in these situations. He averages 2 walks and hits a game, in an inning, but once again gets it out. Americans tied 0-0 as we head to the top of the second.
You're watching PGCBL Baseball on the American Sports Network. The Niagara Falls Americans appreciate the support of Stalka Agency. Serving Western New York since 1957, Stalka Agency makes insurance simple through proactive planning and straightforward conversations. Call the local Stalka Insurance team at 716-634-7070 to get a tailored insurance quote that's as precise as a pitcher painting the outside corner. The Niagara Falls Americans thank Casella Waste Systems for their continued support. Casella offers sustainable waste management and garbage pickup right here in Niagara Falls. As an environmental service provider, Casella manages and transforms society's waste into new resources. Call 716-637-4843 The Niagara Falls Americans
appreciate
to get a price quote on garbage pickup. Serving Western New York since 1957, Stalka Agency makes insurance simple through proactive planning and straightforward conversations. Call the local Stalka Insurance team at 716-634-7070 to get a tailored insurance quote that's as precise as a pitcher painting the outside corner. So the Americans come to bat here in the top half of the second. Aiden Rose escapes a bases-loaded jam, and it'll be 6-7-8 coming up for the Americans. Nick Pass, Colin Price, and Adam Weiss. I don't know if Will Cordero did that one on purpose. A little rhyme there for 6-7-8. Pass, Price, Weiss coming up for the red, white, and blue.
You're ridiculous. You know, you'd think at a town that has a comedy center it'd make you funnier, but
not the case. So Nick Pass will dig in. Played in 5 games this year for the Americans. Actually had an RBI in 4 out of 5. Like we mentioned, tough day behind the plate yesterday for Tyler Foxcroft. Allowed 7 stolen bags. But did have a hit and was robbed of another one that should have been a base hit up the middle. So Pass digs against Tater. Tater works from the windup. Here's the pitch. Gets to the bottom of the zone for strike number 1 against Nick Pass.
So you mentioned Pass had that really hot start. Has those 7 RBIs, including those 2 bombs. Sort of mellowed down a little bit. 267 hitter, 1 tick below Gladfelter.
Pitch from Tater. Top up into right. Muncy drifting back, and he makes the catch. Nate Muncy with the putout out there in right field. Interesting spot for the Kent State Golden Flash. Spent most of his season at first base. Pretty much all of his career, but getting the start in right field tonight. Tracks it down.
Bring in Colin Price, who had a hit, scored 2 runs in that win against Jamestown the last time they played.
Price, a guy that stands tall on the plate, right on it. Tater working from the windup with 1 out. Here's the pitch. Gets the inside corner for strike number 1. There's that cutter from Tater. Backs up and lands right in that inside corner for strike number 1.
Price had to move out of the way, but still found the corner of the zone.
It'll be an 0-1 from Tater. Price takes it in the dirt for ball number 1. Price done some pitching for the Americans this season. Actually surprised he didn't get the start today. Started last week Sunday against the Newark Pilots. Possibly see that tomorrow against the Pioneers. Pitch cut on and foul tipped. Squeezed by Fetchik, so it'll be a 1-2 coming. Like I mentioned, 2 games against the Pioneers tomorrow, 2 7-inning games. We really could see Colin Price on the mound for one of those. Tater kicks and deals the 1-2. Chopped on the third baseline, but foul.
Yeah, arm's really something that Americans struggle with. Price could certainly go in game 2 of the doubleheader.
Getting the start at the extra hitter position tonight is Price. Played some right field this year when he's not on the mound. Red shirt this past year at Georgia Highlands College. Looking for a strong sophomore year. Here's the 1-2. Inside, just misses. Fetchick points at Tater like, hey, that was a good spot. Just off the plate.
A good spot indeed. Look at that first strike. Just missed the zone. Certainly see if Tater wants to go back to that spot.
It'll be a 2-2 from Tater. Here's the pitch to Price. Just misses low. Fetchick thought it was strike 3. Got ready to throw it around. But Price knew ball 3. He's ready to go here. Full count pitch coming.
We'll see if he's annoyed by his antics. Maybe give a strike a ball this next pitch. But gotta be careful here. Really hasn't missed by much in these last 2 pitches.
Tater works from the windup. Here's the pitch to Price. Fouled off down the first base line. So we'll do it again. 3-2. Price working a good now 7 pitch at bat.
That one was certainly a strike that he swung at. No need for Fetch to jump up.
It'll be a 3-2 coming. Once again, Ryan Tater deals. Popped up down the right field line. It's going to stay in play, but a long run as Rodriguez Costa can't get there. His first action against the Americans tonight over there at first base. You know, we have the hot corner over at third. What's first base? Just the opposite hot corner? Or?
Lukewarm corner.
Okay, that's good. Maybe switches for lefties. Lefties get the hot corner over there first. There's the comedy center coming out once again.
Oh, my God.
So Price, 3-2 here against Tater. Tater working from the windup, deals. Popped up. It'll stay in play. Fetchick underneath it. Tosses his mask and makes the catch for the second out of the inning.
Price annoyed with himself there. Just he popped out and fouled away. That one, no chance for the second out.
Good at bat from Price. Saw a lot of pitches.
Worked it to a full count.
That's what this Americans order is going to do. They're going to work you deep into counts because they walk a lot this year. Like I mentioned, like 4-1 when they walk 10 times. They've walked 10 times 5 games on the year. Misses down and away to Adam Weiss, who, speaking of walks, has been a brilliant eye this year for the Americans. Jamestown, a team that doesn't strike out a whole lot of guys. Pitch to Weiss, fouled off behind home. Jamestown also the only team yet to give up a home run in the PGCBL.
Certainly something I was thinking about. I don't know if it's really anything with the dimensions. It just goes back to the pitching. I mean, a little bit deep in center field, 414, 342, much longer than 325.
Pitch to Weiss, taken outside for strike number 2. Yeah, 342 to right field. Definitely no cheapie. Then you got 325 to left and 414 to right center, we'll say. Batter's eye and center, probably a little deeper than that. So dimensions are pretty deep here at Diethrick Park. Weiss takes that one outside.
You also have these couple of fences that, like, some are 1-story, some are 2-story. Definitely seen some ones that probably hit off the top, and like maybe 5 feet to the left would have been a home run.
Yeah, be a real shot to hit it over right field with the tall wall. And 342. Here's the pitch to Weiss in the dirt for ball 3. So it'll be a full count pitch coming to Adam Weiss, the first baseman tonight for the Americans. We're in the top half of the second. Three balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Tater works from the windup, deals to Weiss. Popped up into shallow right field. Jordan ranging out, Muncie coming in. Jordan calls it and collides with Grant Moore, but looks like they're both going to be okay, and Jordan makes the catch.
Muncie's done well in right field there. Yeah, Moore nearly collided into something the Americans have done a couple times, but they go 1-2-3, a couple full counts. Nothing comes of it.
Remember that Seneca Niagara Resort and Casino is the official casino of the Niagara Falls Americans baseball team. Thank you, Seneca Niagara Resort and Casino, for your support to the Americans this season. The Niagara Falls Americans are thankful for the continued support of Blaze Brockway Contracting, family-owned general contracting and home improvement business serving the greater Elmira and Southern Tier region. In business for over 15 years, Blaze Brockway specializes in both interior and exterior renovation projects, from kitchen remodels to framing and custom cabinet installation to gutter and roof improvements. Blaze Brockway has you covered. Call 607-259-7607 for your construction and remodeling needs. A big shout out to Blaze Brockway for their support this season. Blaze Brockway also a sponsor of the Elmira Pioneers, who come to town at Sal Magley Stadium tomorrow for a 7-inning doubleheader. It's Military Appreciation Night at Sal Magley Stadium, a 2:05 start. Game 2 following about 30 minutes after. And we'll be live on the American Sports Network for both games. So in steps Caleb Jordan. It'll be 7-8-9 for the Tarp Skunks. Jordan hits that one to short. A routine play for Glasscock. Gets rid of it quickly. A nice stretch at first by Weiss for out number 1.
Another great play there by Weiss. Glasscock's had a couple of putouts in this game as Weiss has saved a couple of outs to hits. Does one right there. It's just a slide sort of closer to right field, but gets at number 1.
So in steps James Dixon, the third baseman tonight for the Tarp Skunks. Dixon from Clifton Park, New York. Going to be a junior at SUNY Brockport in the fall. Pitch from Rose. Misses down for ball number 1. You said it earlier. Rose is not a guy that's going to strike guys out. He's going to let you put the ball in play. Hope it's right at somebody.
Hopefully not right at us.
Pitch from Rose. Chopped in the 6 hole. Glasscock fields and fires. Makes a nice play. 2 straight putouts for Alex Glasscock.
If you're an Americans fan, that's fine. Just keeping the pitch count low. Not really having to make them work at all.
2 straight assists, I should say, for Glasscock. Weiss gets the putout. So here's Joaquin Rodriguez Costa, or JRC. Big, tall body in the left side of the batter's box. Here's the pitch from Rose. Misses upstairs for ball 1. Like you mentioned, though, Rose keeping that pitch count low. A big plus for the Americans tonight. Pitch from Rose. Just misses at the bottom of the zone for ball 2.
That's certainly what you want, Tom. I mean, this guy has gone a complete game, and how do you do that? By not giving up lots of pitches around 110 through 7.
Pitch in there for strike number 1. Yeah, Moroz went over 100 pitches in that game in 7 innings, but found ways to get outs. Here's the pitch. Chopped fouled on the first baseline, so it'll be a 2-2 coming from Moroz. Spoke with Moroz a little bit today. Seems to have a really good relationship with Nick Pass behind the plate. Them two. Pass returning to this Americans lineup just about a week ago. Swung on and missed for strike 3, so no hits, no runs, no. Absolutely, Ryan Tater jocked back out. He'll return to the mound for his third inning of work, against this Americans batting order. Sammy's Pizza has been family owned and operated for 3 generations since 1962 and are the originators of the 1/2 tray of pizza. Don't forget to make the short walk across the street from the home of the Niagara Falls Americans, Sal Magley Stadium, and stop by Sammy's Pizza at any time. Actually open until 12:30 a.m. on the weeknights and 1:30 a.m. on the weekends.
Yeah, one of the few stores that might be open when we get home tonight, Tom. The Niagara Falls would like to thank Casella Waste Systems for their ongoing support. We had their Casella Day yesterday. Casella provides residents with professional waste control and garbage pickup in Niagara Falls that is extremely sustainable. They also offer commercial dumpster rentals for construction and other cleanup needs. Contact Casella now at 716-637-4843. That's 716-637-4843 to receive a price quote on garbage pickup. Yeah,
yesterday Casella Day at the stadium. Now at Dwyer Stadium tonight for the Muck Dogs. in a doubleheader against the Ironbacks. It's also Casella night there.
Clearly, you don't have an allegiance to a certain team, Tom.
Yeah, actually, if you look out in the right field wall, the Tarp Skunks also sponsored by Casella. So, got to ask them who they're rooting for this year. Hopefully, it's the Americans.
I think they're rooting whoever has the most trash, Tom.
Could be. So in steps Miguel Salcedo. Salcedo returning to the lineup after a couple days out. He wears number 24, coming all the way from Santo Domingo, Dominican Republic. First pitch to Salcedo, popped up into right field. Coming on Muncy, ranging over to his right. He can't get there. Salcedo rounds first. He's headed for second, getting the wave to third. He's headed there. Not a great throw in from Muncy, and Salcedo hits third with a leadoff triple.
Just got enough on that ball. It looked like it was going to be an easy play for Muncy, and he just kept running. Didn't really seem like he was really running down that right field line. Dives for it, it drops, sort of gets behind him, and a not great throw in from Muncy. Americans now have a triple here, runner on third on one pitch, so doing what they do best.
So a huge at-bat now for Cooper Rowell. Tarp Skunks playing the infield back, so they'll trade it out for a run. We're only in the third.
Just can't go out at home.
Tater going to step off, check to make sure Salcedo stepped on first, which he did. So Salcedo's first came back in the lineup, laces a triple down the right field line.
3 stolen bases. Don't think he's going to try and steal home today, Tom.
Never know. Rowell digs in, Salcedo off third. Tater working from the stretch, deals to Rowell in the dirt for ball number 1. Good stop by Fetchick back there, like a hockey goalie. Jamestown wants the Jammers, now the Tarp Skunks. Here's the pitch to Rowell in the dirt once again. Now 2-0. Rowell been struggling at the plate as of late. Just 1 for his last 13. Doesn't have a hit since June 27th, 10 days ago, against the Niagara Ironbacks when the Americans won 10-9. It'll be a 2-0 pitch coming to Cooper Rowell. Tater deals from the stretch. Rowell fouls it off down the first baseline. Now 2-1. Here's the 2-1 to Rowell. That one's cracked into left. Back goes Traumer. He makes the play right in front of the track. Salcedo will tag. And there's the first run of the ball game. The Americans now lead 1-0 here in the top of the third as they take an early lead against the Tarp Skunks.
So you can get there. I mean, Rowell's certainly been struggling, as you mentioned, but put a good amount on that ball. Probably went 315, just shy of the warning track, but no chance for a throw-in against Salcedo. Americans up by 1.
Yeah, pretty good wood on that one, just under it a tad. So in steps David Harris. Walked in the first. Got to second, but didn't make it any farther than that. First pitch to Harris. Misses in, gets the corner inside for strike number 1. It'll be a 0-1 to Dave Harris, who's going to be a junior at Clarkson University in the fall. Tater works from the windup. Here's the pitch to Dave Harris. That one's hit into left center. It'll fall for a base hit. Moore ranging over. He'll cut it off, but Harris reaches with a 1-out single.
In the games where the Americans keep it close or beat Jamestown, they out-hit them. Certainly something Americans are on track to do right now. 3 hits to 1 for Jamestown. Another runner on with 1 out as it brings up Glasscock.
Something David Harris does quite well for this Americans team is hit. Doesn't stop hitting. Came into tonight 8 for his last 16, now 9 for his last 17. There goes Harris off first. Glasscock fouls it off. A design hit and run for the Americans. Now 0-1 against Glasscock.
Pretty good jump there from Harris. I think he probably would have been able to get into second safely. Harris just unable to kill it. Glasscock getting able to put it in play.
Yeah, a little late on the heater from Tater, who throws it well, 89 to 92. 0-1 coming to Glasscock. This is outside, now 1-1. So Glasscock steps back in. It's a 1-1 count. Harris off first. Tater works from the stretch. Deals to Glasscock. Misses down and in. There's that changeup. It'll be a 2-1 coming.
That first pitch fouled off Harris. Doesn't really seem like he wants to run.
Americans not stealing a whole lot of bags as of late. 8 in their last 4 games compared to the Tarp Skunks, who have 10 in their last 4 games. Pick off to first. Harris back. Must have heard you. Harris off the bag. Good lead. JRC over there at first. As I mentioned, his first start of the year against the Americans. Harris now steps back out into his lead. Pitch from Tater. Fouled straight back. Glasscock right on it. Glasscock played at the beginning of the year for the Horseheads Hitmen, team in the New York Collegiate Baseball League, who unfortunately folded, so now he's here as an American. Tater works from the stretch, deals the 2-2 to Glasscock, misses upstairs, now 3-2.
Another full count again here. Americans certainly making Tater work.
See if Harris takes off from first here. Probably a good pitch to run on. Harris with good speed over there. Not running. Pitch to Glasscock. Ripped into right. Back goes Muncie right in front of the track and makes the play for the second out of the inning. Glasscock hit it well, but is retired.
Another play where the Americans hit 300 plus feet. Sadly, right fielder and left fielder under there. Another productive at bat, but another fly as it brings up Zangardi.
Yeah, hit well for sure. Just not hit well enough. Here's Dom Zangardi. Stepping in for the Americans. Batting from the left side. Harris off first. Here's the pitch from Tater. Hit into center. Grant Moore coming in, and he'll make the catch. Hit well from Zangardi. Back-to-back outs made by the Americans that were all hit very well, but tracked down by the Tarp Skunks outfield.
It's tough, but you got the run. Some of the Americans had left runners on base, but you get that there. But you have Harris. You'd like them to take a couple more pitches. If you're Zangardi, saw what he wanted, thought it might drop as his first hit did, but held up just enough for Moore. Didn't enough to dive or anything. But Americans up by 1.
So in the inning, 1 run on 1 hit, no errors, 1 man left on base. We've played 2.5 innings here at Diethrick Park, and the Americans lead the Tarp Skunks 1-0 here on the American Sports Network.
Sammy's Pizzeria has been family owned and operated for 3 generations since 1962 and are the originators of the 1/2 tray of pizza. The Americans would like to thank Sammy's for sponsoring the team this season. Pick up all your favorites right across the street from Sal Magley Stadium at Sammy's Pizzeria. The Niagara Falls Americans thank Casella Waste Systems for their continued support. Casella offers sustainable waste management and garbage pickup right here in Niagara Falls. As an environmental service provider, Casella manages and transforms society's waste into new resources. Call 716-637-4843 to get a price quote on garbage pickup. The Niagara Falls Americans appreciate the ongoing support of Blaze Brockway Contracting. Family owned and operated for over 15 years, Blaze Brockway Contracting specializes in all aspects of remodeling and renovation. Call 607-259-7607 for all of your construction and home improvement needs.
So it's 1-0. The Americans lead the Tarp Skunks here at Diethrick Park. Aiden Moreau's back out for his 3rd inning of work. He'll face off against Anthony Traumer, the 10-hitter tonight for the Tarp Skunks. Traumer just hitting .214 on the year in 13 games played, but also 3 for his last 12. Pitch from Moreau's misses down and away for ball number 1. Grant Moore looming on deck. One of the top guys in the league in runs scored. Rose misses ball 2. Not somebody you want to fall behind against at the bottom of the order.
Trevor does have 7 walks.
Misses up and in, now 3-0. Yeah, Morose's last start against the Muck Dogs had 5 walks in 7 innings. 4 strikeouts. Pitch. Swinging on 3-0 is Trommer. Drills it in left off the glove of David Harris. Hits the wall. Trommer rounding second. He'll stop right there. Harris gets it in. So a leadoff double here for Anthony Trommer on a 3-0 hack.
It's identical to the top of the third, Tom. I mean, another play where right off the glove. Obviously, that one tough for Harris. Off the glove, and it's tough because to Pappas, a white sign. You have to find where that ball trickled over to, able to keep it to a double, but tough for Harris. Certainly something he's going to want it back.
Yeah, had to range back right in front of the warning track. Made a tough play just off his glove.
More surprising, 3-0 swing.
Here's Grant Moore. First pitch in there for strike number 1. That's a guy you want to get a first pitch strike against. Moore currently riding a 17-game on-base streak. Also, like I mentioned, leads the West Division in runs on the year with 24. Pitch from Rose in the dirt, good block from past. Trommer not going anywhere. Moore played for the Americans last season. Took his talents this summer to Chautauqua County. Rose working from the stretch. Deals. Chopped foul, so it'll be a 1-2 coming to Grant Moore. Rose looking for the strikeout here with a runner in scoring position. Doing his best not to let Moore move Trommer over to third. A lot of really strong left-handed hitters on the field tonight on both sides. Grant Moore, one of those. Rose checks Trommer at second, delivers. Lined right at second. Caught by Salcedo for the first out of the inning.
You know, for whatever Moore does, he's going to put some power on it. Does it right there to Salcedo. Didn't really have to move at all for that one. Able to scurry back in to second. It's no chance for double play, but big first out getting out Moore, but we do have Weeks up now. Equally as dangerous.
So in steps Eric Weeks. He's 0 for 1 today. Bounces short in the second inning. Leads this team in batting average. Hitting .415 on the year. Rose looks at Trommer at second a couple times. Now delivers to Weeks. Takes upstairs for strike number 1. Gets the top of the zone. Rose able to land that curveball at the top of the zone. One of the harder pitches to hit and call as an umpire. Curveball at the top of the zone. Here's the 0-1 from Rose. Tried to get it again, but no call. Now 1-1. Talked extra base hits tonight. Eric Weeks, 9 on the year in 15 games played. Where's number 6? Here's the pitch from Rose. Got on and missed for strike 2. Weeks 3 for 5 with a double and a bomb the last time these two played earlier this week. Also 3 runs in that game and an RBI. Rose checks Trommer. Here's the pitch. Misses low and away with the curveball. Now 2-2.
We've talked about it. He's had a couple of 2 strike counts. Only 1 strikeout here. Good for it here for round number 2.
Rose, a graduate of Sweet Home High School. Here's the pitch. Chopped straight back. Foul, so it'll be a 2-2 coming to Weeks.
They have a little scoreboard like we use, Tom, but the picture, I think ours might be a bit better quality, but that's something you always see.
Scoreboard here at Diethrick Park, out in right field. It'll be a 2-2 coming from Aiden Rose to Eric Weeks. Popped foul once again. Weeks plays his collegiate ball at Canisius University. Started in 31 of 35 games played this year. hit .368. So carrying that school magic into summer magic.
Might have lured more as well.
Rose comes set. It'll be a 2-2 to Eric Weeks. Misses upstairs. Now 3-2. Rose working from the stretch. With 1 out in the inning. We're in the bottom of the 3rd. Anthony Trommer leadoff double. He's off second. Here's the pitch to Eric Weeks. Fouled straight back once again. Putting together a really good at-bat here against Aiden Moroz.
Talked about it, Tom, how Weeks is someone who's really hard to get out. 586 slugging. Fouled off a couple of good pitches here from Rose. Trying to at least move the runner or maybe more.
Weeks, a guy that stands right on top of the plate. Makes it a tough ask for Rose to get him out. Here's the pitch. Popped foul once again. It'll land behind home out of play. So we'll do the 3-2 all over again.
Rose had that quick 1-2-3 second inning. Had that leadoff double after the hit from Harris, and now full count again. Just trying to make him work.
Rose, Weeks kind of lock eyes there. Good matchup here. They know it's a good at-bat. One not letting the other win. Glasscock in the hole. It's short. Salcedo holding Trommer on at second. Here's the pitch to Weeks. There goes Trommer for third. Pitch. Throw down. Tag. Dropped by Rowell. So Anthony Trommer swipes third on the walk to Eric Weeks.
It was a good throw there by Past. Talking about moving the runner over. Runner moves over himself. For a second, that Rowell was able to get him out. Instead, now runners at the corners. Tarp Skunks used to be called the Jammers, putting Moroz in a little bit of a jam here right now.
Runners at the corners with 1 out. Rose still 1 pitch away from getting out of this. Just need the ground ball towards the middle. So here's Nate Muncy. Pitch from Rose. There he goes from first. No throw down. And it's a stolen bag for Eric Weeks.
No ground ball anymore. Eliminates the force out at second.
So 95 steals now on the year for the Tarp Skunks as the Americans will bring the infield in. Rose deals to Muncy. Hits it down the right field line. Foul. About a couple feet. Maybe even a couple inches. Just misses.
Stayed down the first base line just right before the bag. Just sort of poked over to the right. Certainly would have scored both of them there. Count moves to 1-1.
So count is even at 1. Rose steps off. There's a ball behind home plate. Base umpire saw it. Keith Fetchick runs over, grabs it from the on-deck circle.
Fetchick fetched it.
We return to baseball action. Muncy in the box, batting from the left side, facing it off against Moroz, throwing from the right side. Pitch popped up into center. Jasmati ranging back. It'll be plenty deep enough. Trommer will tag from third. Weeks will tag from second. Both runners move up. And we got a tie ball game on a couple of sacrifice flies here at Diethrick Park.
Just caught enough of it there. Price in center field. I'll make the out, but to score.
So Muncy gets the RBI. And the sacrifice fly. Now 2 outs in the inning. A big at-bat here for Heath Fetchick, who's going to try to bring home Eric Weeks with 2 outs in the inning. Fetchick in his first at-bat walked. Made it to second, but no further. Here's a pitch to Moroz. Chopped to third. Rowell knocks it down, makes the play across the diamond, and Fetchick is retired. But in the inning, the Tarp Skunks score 1 run on 1 hit. No errors. And 1 runner left on base. We played 3 full innings. And we got a tie ball game here at Diethrick Park, 1-1 in Jamestown, New York. You're watching PGCBL Baseball on the American Sports Network.
Sammy's Pizzeria has been family owned and operated for 3 generations since 1962 and are the originators of the 1/2 tray of pizza. The Americans would like to thank Sammy's for sponsoring the team this season. Pick up all your favorites right across the street from Sal Magley Stadium at Sammy's Pizzeria. The Niagara Falls Americans appreciate the support of Greater Together Credit Union. Greater Together Credit Union provides personalized banking, loans, mortgages, and savings accounts for anyone living, working, or attending school in Erie or Niagara counties. For more information, current rates, or to apply for membership, visit greatertogethercu.com. The Niagara Falls Americans would like to thank Coca-Cola for their support this season. Known for its refreshing bubbles and iconic flavor, Coca-Cola is the world's best-selling carbonated soft drink. Snag a Coke right here at the Sal Magley Stadium concession stand and make your game day even sweeter. The Niagara Falls Americans would like to thank McDonald's for being a sponsor of the team this year. With an extensive menu of well-known favorites, McDonald's is famous for its convenience. Especially during a long baseball season, McDonald's is the perfect place to grab a quick bite to eat and get right back to the ballpark. So head to your nearest McDonald's and enjoy all the classics.
Back here at Diethrick Park, take a look around the PGCBL West Division. The Batavia Muck Dogs defeated the Niagara Ironbacks 12-0 in 6 innings in Game 1 of a doubleheader. Newark Geneva tied at 0 in the bottom of the 3rd at Colburn Park. Auburn trail the Olean Oilers 5-3 at historic Bradner Stadium in Olean, New York. They're in the top of the 3rd, and Game 2 underway at Dwyer Stadium between the Ironbacks and the Muck Dogs, just now in the top of the 1st.
Genschow up to bat, swung at that first pitch. Flied out. Big out. Runners the first and second.
Yeah, Ganschow flew out to left in that first at-bat. Tater back out there for his 4th inning work. Works from the windup. Nobody on base. Here's the pitch to Ganschow. Got on and missed for strike number 1. There's that changeup from Ganschow to Ganschow. Getting coached up by Will Cordero over there at 3rd. Here's the pitch to Ganschow. 0-1. Misses in the dirt with the curveball. Now 1-1. Cordero telling Ganschow to keep that front shoulder closed. Always tough to kind of coach from third base in the middle of a game. See if it works, though, from the 14-year MLB veteran. Pitch to Ganschow. In the zone for strike 2.
They usually say no coaching from the sidelines, but I think this might be an exception, Tom.
Could very well be. Ganschow, the team leader in RBIs, has had a very great season so far. Here's the 1-2 to Ganschow. Hit through the left side and through for a base hit. So it does work. Will Cordero, some magic words from third base, and Ganschow got to give all the credit to his head coach.
I guess so. I mean, took one ball and swung on those first 2 pitches, like an 0-2, makes it 1-2, and just lined right between third base and short. Another runner on.
So in steps Derek Jesmondi, playing center tonight. Plays his collegiate ball at Central Connecticut State, a Division I school in Connecticut. Here's the pitch to Jesmondi. Inside, misses in the dirt for ball 1. Good stop from Fetchik back there. Ganschow just 1 bag on the year. Now at first.
It's now 2 for 4 with a leadoff.
Tater deals to Jesmondi. Misses upstairs. Pick off to first, but Ganschow back in time. Rodriguez Costa swipe tag, but doesn't get Ganschow.
Could be a pretty close play there. Sort of seen that snap throw from the Americans after able to get anyone out. Could be pretty close on Ganschow. Lucky to be back at first.
Joe Reidebach walks out, makes sure the base umpire can't check things over with the home plate umpire. Looked to me like Ganschow was back in time. Close play, though. Good throw from Fetchik around a left-handed hitting Jesmondi. Tater, here's the pitch. In there for strike number 1.
Something you'll see with Fetchik and Tater, every pitch, whether it's a strike or really close, he's always given enthusiasm to his pitcher, always saying, hey, great pitch, or just missed that one. Just good to have a source of enthusiasm while you're on the mound.
Tater deals. Check swing from Jesmondi. Another snap throw to first. This time, Ganschow thrown out from home.
Another tough play, sort of half running. Check his swing, didn't, and then just didn't scurry back to first. Caught him that time. Big first out.
So it was a ball on the pitch. It'll be a 3-1 pitch coming to Derek Jesmondi. Tater deals. This is down and in. And there's ball 4.
Just having runner at first with 1 out. You could have had first and second, no out. Just not really something you see from Ganschow. Usually on it. Doesn't really have those base running errors at all. Americans looking to make up for it here with Past.
Yeah, kind of looked like he took off for a second, but then kind of stopped in his tracks and was stuck in the mud. 1 out in the inning. Pass digs in from the right side. Here's the pitch from Tater. This is down. Roll number 1. Just misses at the bottom of the zone. Pass quickly ahead 1-0. Here against Ryan Tater. Jesmondi off first. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed. Hefty hack from Past.
Looking for home run number 3 there, Tom.
Yeah, Tater sits anywhere from 89 to 92 with the fastball, so Past really working here against him. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed. Another snap throw to first. Jesmondi back just in time. Seems to be a really good play the Tarp Skunks have lined up here. As he almost threw behind the runner again and got him.
Yeah, Americans just need to stay on that first base bag. I mean, if just already got one of you, nearly gets Jesmondi again.
Hits so far tonight for the Americans, just 2 for the Tarp Skunks. An inning of run apiece in the 3rd inning. Pitch to Past. Swung on and missed for strike 3, so now 2 outs in the inning.
Just couldn't make contact in all 3 of those swings and misses. Big second out as it brings up Price.
So Jesmondi remains at first base, 2 outs in the inning. Colin Price stepping up to home plate to battle Ryan Tater. Tater tossing from the right side. He'll throw to Price. Jesmondi off first. Now a mediocre lead after thrown over a couple times against Fetchick. Pitch to Price. Cracked into left field. Not deep. Drama ranging over towards the line, and he hauls it in for out number 3. So in the inning, the Americans get no runs on 1 hit. No errors. And just 1 runner left on base in Derek Jesmondi. Played 3.5 innings here at Diethrick Park, and it's still tied 1-1. Really kind of a wasted opportunity for the Americans offense right there.
Yeah, easily could have had first and second there with no outs. Nearly didn't get any runners on as Fetchick nearly kicked off Jesmondi again. Something to keep to watch out for here as we saw what Fetchick's arm can do in the top of the 4th.
Let's take a moment to recognize Salino Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electric, a valued sponsor of the Niagara Falls Americans. Since its founding in 1995, Salino Plumbing has grown from a specialized plumbing company into a full-service contractor offering 24/7 emergency repairs and maintenance. Salino Plumbing's local Buffalo plumbers are licensed, experienced professionals who work with your best interests in mind. They also aim to handle calls on the same day with fully stocked service vehicles to minimize wait times. Call 716-202-9665 for all of your plumbing, heating, cooling, and electrical needs today. Salino Plumbing. You can also call 68-FLUSH if you have some trouble in a specific room of your house.
Rose in his 4th inning of action here. Pitch 3. It's 2 hits, 1 run earned, 2 walks, and a strikeout. So has a hit by pitch, but he's really done his job so far. 1-run ball through 3 innings.
Taking a look at the East Division in the PGCBL, the Saugerties Stallions lead the Oneonta Outlaws 5-2. The Amsterdam Mohawks lead the Mohawk Valley Diamond Dogs 6-0, and the Boonville Lumberjacks ahead of the Utica Blue Sox 1-0. So the only game right now in the PGCBL that's knotted up is right here at Diethrick Park, as Don Costello takes ball number 1 from Aiden Rose. Costello was hit by a pitch in his first at-bat. Pops that one up into center. Jesmondi ranging back right in front of the warning track. and makes the catch for out number 1.
Pretty far, as you mentioned, right near the warning track, probably around 390 directly to center field, but Jamandi able to get a long out number 1.
Yeah, that carried. Didn't look like it was hit too well off the bat, but Jasmani ranging back makes a nice play out there. Here's Jackson Enders, the shortstop today for the Tarp Skunks. Rose working from the windup, deals to Enders. Swung on and missed. Strike 1. Dirty curveball right there from Rose to start off the at-bat.
Yeah, we've seen him move that breaking ball, whether it's a curveball or a changeup. See if we get some swings and misses.
Outside corner gets the call, so now 0-2 coming to Enders. Moreau's quickly ahead here. Enders having to put up his hand, save time, because Moreau's working so quickly. Here's the 0-2 from Rose. Strike 3 called. Aiden Moreau sends Jackson Enders back to the dugout. Now 2 outs here in the bottom half of the 4th.
Strikeout number 2 after giving up that 1-run sac fly. Trying to go 1-2-3. That long fly out gets him out on 3 pitches. Brings up Caleb Jordan.
Caleb Jordan bats from the left side for this Tarp Skunks team. Bounces short back in the 2nd. First pitch from Rose in there for strike 1. Really pounding the zone right here for Aiden Rose in the bottom of the 4th. Again, preventing that pitch count from getting too high. Third base coach for Jamestown giving a couple signals. You wonder if Jordan might lay down a bunt here. He squares around. Tries to lay it down the third base line, but bounces foul.
Tom the Oracle to my right here. Jordan, interesting player, batting .204, but second on the team in RBIs with 14. Struggles with hitting, but when he needs a hit, he gets it done. Something any coach would love to have.
So Moreau's quickly ahead 0-2. 2 outs in the inning. Here's the pitch. Hit to second. Salcedo ranging over. Makes a nice play with one hand. Flips on to first for out number 3. So a 1-2-3 inning for Aiden Moreau's. And the Americans will come to bat in the top of the 5th here at Diethrick Park on the American Sports Network.
The Americans would like to thank Salino Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electric for their continuous support. Salino Plumbing's licensed Buffalo professionals strive for same-day service with fully stocked vehicles to reduce wait times. Whether it's emergency plumbing, mainline repairs, or anything in between, call 716-202-9665 for all your plumbing, heating, cooling, and electrical needs today. A special thank you to Tropical Heating and Cooling for sponsoring the Americans this season. Locally owned and operated, Tropical Heating and Cooling provides expert installation, repair, and maintenance for home heating, cooling, and air quality systems. Call 716-870-0753 or head to tropicalheating.net to submit a service request and knock your heating and cooling needs out of the park. The Niagara Falls Americans would like to thank Bully Hill Vineyards for their support all season long. On the south end of gorgeous Keuka Lake, you can taste over 40 wines and enjoy food at a family-friendly winery open 7 days a week. Visit bullyhillvineyards.com to learn more about what they have to offer. The Niagara Falls Americans appreciate the support of Greater Together Credit Union. Greater Together Credit Union provides personalized banking, loans, mortgages, and savings accounts for anyone living, working, or attending school in Erie or Niagara counties. For more information, current rates, or to apply for membership, visit greatertogethercu.com. The Niagara Falls Americans would like to thank McDonald's for being a sponsor of the team this year. With an extensive menu of well-known favorites, McDonald's is famous for its convenience. Especially during a long baseball season, McDonald's is the perfect place to grab a quick bite to eat and get right back to the ballpark. So head to your nearest McDonald's and enjoy all the classics.
Back here at Diethrick Park in Jamestown, New York. Adam Weiss to lead things off. He bats from the right side against Ryan Tater. Weiss, a big 2-run single last night, took the lead for the Americans early on in the game as he takes a ball inside.
Americans looking to continue the tradition of getting on base with no outs. 3 for 4 so far. Compared to yesterday, they were 0 for 6 to start.
Pitch to Weiss, fouled straight back. The key to the Americans' victories this season, not necessarily batting average, it's on-base percentage. They've been 3rd in the West Division in on-base percentage pretty much the entire season because they get on at such a high clip. It'll be a 1-1 to Weiss. Here's the pitch. Misses down. Now 2-1. Weiss this past year at Herkimer County Community College. A .389 batting average, 9 doubles, 5 RBIs, 5 home runs, and 42 RBIs. Tater deals from the windup, 2-1. Weiss takes it, ball 3, now 3-1.
Saw a quick frame there from Fetcher trying to get that top corner. Umpire wouldn't bite. Now a big count here, 3-1.
Tater kicks and deals the 3-1. Low, ball 4, so Weiss on. Has a leadoff guy here in the top of the 5th.
Another leadoff runner here. Americans have 2 walks given up by Morose, but other side for Tater is also at 3 as well.
So in steps Miguel Salcedo. We saw earlier in the game Alex Glasscock at the plate. David Harris at first with a little hit and run opportunity. Maybe an opportunity here for one of those. Salcedo takes down and away for ball 1.
We're not talking about his triple here, Tom?
Did have a nice triple back in the 3rd inning down the right field line. A little bit of a misplay by Nate Muncy, but still scored a triple in the scorebook.
Muncy certainly helped on that one.
Weiss off first. Tater checks him. There he goes. Upstairs, throw down to second in plenty of time. Tag applied, and Weiss is thrown out in the top half of the 5th. Looks like some confusion with Weiss sliding into second. Looks at Will Cordero over there at 3rd. Maybe that was supposed to be a hit and run.
I'm not sure what that was. It was 1 for 2 on stolen bases, out by a mile there. Another big first out given up by the Americans.
Pitch to Salcedo. Popped up foul, out of play. Yeah, you wonder if that could have been a design hit and run that Salcedo didn't swing at. Pitch was up out of the zone, but as a hitter, you got to be swinging at anything in the zip code. And Weiss looked clearly frustrated after he was thrown out.
Yeah, that and the out by Ganschow were 2 huge outs with no outs.
2-1 to Salcedo, taken upstairs. Now 3-1.
Looks to be the same spot again, Tom, where you're in danger of walking the guy after they just got out, and it could be the same thing. Runner on first, 1 out compared to first and second, no out.
So Salcedo way ahead in the count, 3-1 here against Ryan Tater, who's in his 5th inning of work. Deals to Salcedo. Inside, gets the corner. Salcedo thought it was ball 4. Tossed his bat away. So now it'll be a 3-2, and this pitch anywhere close, Salcedo better be swinging because he probably is not getting the call.
Yeah, we've seen that there with Fetchek trying to throw the ball around. Same thing here with Salcedo. 3-2 count.
Tater works from the windup, deals the full count pitch. Swung on and missed, and Ryan Tater comes all the way back to strike out Miguel Salcedo here in the top of the 5th.
Huffman will bring up Cooper Rowell.
Rowell hit a ball well out to left. His first at-bat in the 2nd was a sacrifice fly that scored Salcedo after the triple. Rowell digs in, 1 for his last 12. Here's the pitch. In the dirt, misses ball 1. Little jersey mix-up tonight. Rowell wearing Christian Mikulski's number 7, not number 6. What he normally wears. Here's the pitch. Chopped to short. Fielded by one hand with Enders. He throws across the diamond for out number 3. So after a leadoff walk, the Americans go down in order. After Adam Weiss is thrown out trying to steal, Salcedo a strikeout, and Rowell bounces into a 6-3 putout. So 1-2-3 inning for the Tarp Skunks as they're coming to bat here in the bottom half of the 5th.
The Niagara Falls Americans would like to thank Coca-Cola for their support this season. Known for its refreshing bubbles and iconic flavor, Coca-Cola is the world's best-selling carbonated soft drink. Snag a Coke right here at the Sal Magley Stadium concession stand and make your game day even sweeter. The Niagara Falls Americans would like to thank McDonald's for being a sponsor of the team this year. With an extensive menu of well-known favorites, McDonald's is famous for its convenience. Especially during a long baseball season, McDonald's is the perfect place to grab a quick bite to eat and get right back to the ballpark. So head to your nearest McDonald's and enjoy all the classics. A special thank you to Tropical Heating and Cooling for sponsoring the Americans this season. Locally owned and operated, Tropical Heating and Cooling provides expert installation, repair, and maintenance for home heating, cooling, and air quality systems. Call 716-870-0753 or head to tropicalheating.net to submit a service request and knock your heating and cooling needs out of the park. The Niagara Falls Americans would like to thank Bully Hill Vineyards for their support all season long. On the south end of gorgeous Keuka Lake, you can taste over 40 wines and enjoy food at a family-friendly winery open 7 days a week. Visit bullyhillvineyards.com to learn more about what they have to offer.
Back here at Diethrick Park in Jamestown, New York, Russell E. Diethrick Jr. Park, to be fully formal. The legend here in Chautauqua County. Here's the 0-0 from Rose. Just misses low for ball number 1. Dealing to James Dixon. It'll be 8-9-10 coming up for the Tarp Skunks. Olean extending their lead over Auburn. Number 1 seed in the West Division, 8-3 currently in Olean. Pitch from Rose. Cracked into left center. Harris ranging over. Jesmonti ranging over. Neither of them will get there. It'll fall in the gap. Jesmonti tosses it in. It's a leadoff double for James Dixon here in the bottom of the 5th.
Another leadoff double, similar spot, just in left center. But Clyde, no one able to make that play. Right under the crush one of this sign, we'll donate $50 to charity. The leadoff double, Jamestown looking to come back, get their first lead in this game.
The true difference between these two teams, number 1 is stolen bases, but number 2 is slugging. The Tarp Skunks really can slug it. They really get a lot of extra base hits in games, and another double right there. Pitch from Rose. Rodriguez Costa lines it in the left. Harris coming on, makes a nice leaping catch in the left. And Rodriguez Costa is retired for the first out of the inning.
Big first out indeed. Harris played a little bit out to come right back in. Snag that liner for big out number 1.
Here's Anthony Trommer, speaking of doubles. He doubled back in the 3rd and stole 3rd as well. Rose checks Dixon at 2nd. Here's the pitch. Popped foul on the first baseline for strike number 1.
Trommer scoring, getting into 3rd was a huge play. If Rattles doesn't drop that ball, he's out, and it's 2 outs to that sac fly, coming with 1 out at the end of the inning.
Trommer attends Bloomsburg University in Bloomsburg, Pennsylvania. Here's the 0-1 from Rose. Trommer pops that up into center. Jesmonti ranging over to his right. A high pop makes the catch for the second out of the inning.
One of the longest fly balls we've seen all year. Jesmonti could have pitched a tent under that. How long it took, but it's second out. 2 quick outs. Runners to move over.
Here's Grant Moore. Bats from the left side, like I mentioned, riding a 17-game on-base streak. Also a 4-game hitting streak for Moore. Rose works from the stretch. Checks Dixon at 2nd, 2 outs in the inning. Here's the pitch to Moore, takes outside, ball 1. We're in the bottom half of the 5th inning here at Diethrick Park. It's the Tarp Skunks, it's the Americans. It's a 1-1 ball game. 2 outs in the inning, 4 hits for the Americans to 3 for the Tarp Skunks. Here's the 1-0 from Rose. Just misses upstairs. Now 2-0. The Tarp Skunks name pays homage to Howard M. Key, the inventor of the infield tarp, and then the skunk, an animal that the people of Jamestown feel represent them. Here's the 2-0. Misses upstairs. Now 3-0. Not in a bad way. The skunk, a hard-working, tough, gritty animal that survives in all 4 seasons. Now we're in a hot summer, hot, sticky summer. Skunks still surviving just like the people of Jamestown. Hard-working people that survive 4 tough seasons.
So Trommer get the 3-0 count double. See if Moore gets it as well.
Outside corner just misses. Rose didn't like the call, kind of tilts his head. Says outside. Yep, it was. So an open base. Moore extends his 18-game on-base streak. And here's Eric Weeks, not the guy you want to face, with runners on first and second.
Yeah, first at bat was a walk. Single can put them up ahead.
Pitch from Rose. This is outside. So 1-0. Now 5 balls in a row by Aiden Rose. Will Cordero on the tops of the dugout. You feel Rose walks Weeks. Definitely a mound visit opportunity. Something I feel like they could have used last night with Matt Ganschow in the 9th inning. Didn't opt for one. Snap throw to first. It gets by Weiss. Runners move up 90 feet. Zangardi backs up the play, gets it in. But now the Tarp Skunks have runners in scoring position here in the bottom of the 5th.
Tried that snap throw just over the head of Weiss. Just really not something you need there. Runners move over 90 feet.
Yeah, Nick Pass trying to do his best Heath Fetchick impression. Throw out a runner at first, behind the runner. Rose deals the 2-0. Hits a third, diving past Rowell. 1 run is in. Here comes Grant Moore. Harris's throw, not in time. It's a 2-out, 2-run single for Eric Weeks, and the Tarp Skunks now lead 3-1 here in the bottom of the 5th.
And that's what happens after that play of throwing it over into center field. What would have been a 1-run single turns into a 2-run single. Jamestown, a couple back-to-back hits, now up 3-1.
Got a feel for Adam Weiss a little bit. Kind of did his best to try to block that ball up. Just got by him into right field. Pitch hit into right center. Leaping stop by Salcedo. He knocks it down, but is unable to make the catch. I would think that will be called a base hit. But still, a play that Salcedo knows he can make.
Should have made the play and then sort of stumbled. You thought he could still try and get the force out at second.
Kind of lost his footing a little bit. So still 2 outs in the inning. Rose works from the stretch here against Heath Fetchick. Runners on first and second. Pitch in there for strike number 1. So the streak does not come to an end tonight. The Americans now 11 games in a row with an error after the Nick Pass throw down to first. Tarp Skunks have played 9 in a row with an error as well. Pitch from Rose in there for strike 2. Rose still doing a good job pounding the zone here against the Tarp Skunks. Just having trouble retiring hitters with 2 strikes. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. 2-run lead for the Tarp Skunks here in the bottom of the 5th. Pitch to Fetchick. In there, called strike 3. And Rose sends Fetchick back to the dugout here in the bottom of the 5th, but not before the Tarp Skunks put on 2 runs on 2 hits. 1 error and 2 runners left on base. They now lead the Americans 3-1 here at Diethrick Park. And like I mentioned, now 11 games in a row with an error for the Americans.
A big one there indeed. Certainly adds another runner because you know he's not scoring from first on that single. Probably would have scored from second regardless, but 1 run can certainly change a lot.
Americans coming to bat here in the top of the 6th. You're watching PGCBL Baseball on the American Sports Network.
The Niagara Falls Americans would like to thank TLC Pet Food for their continued support. Specializing in nutrient-dense recipes, TLC Pet Food offers dog and cat food with fresh ingredients and added probiotics. Find the whole life dog and cat formulas for your furry friend at tlcpetfood.com. A special thank you to Tropical Heating and Cooling for sponsoring the Americans this season. Locally owned and operated, Tropical Heating and Cooling provides expert installation, repair, and maintenance for home heating, cooling, and air quality systems. Call 716-870-0753 or head to tropicalheating.net to submit a service request and knock your heating and cooling needs out of the park. The Niagara Falls Americans would like to thank Coca-Cola for their support this season. Known for its refreshing bubbles and iconic flavor, Coca-Cola is the world's best-selling carbonated soft drink. Snag a Coke right here at the Sal Magley Stadium concession stand and make your game day even sweeter. The Niagara Falls Americans appreciate the support of Greater Together Credit Union. Greater Together Credit Union provides personalized banking, loans, mortgages, and savings accounts for anyone living, working, or attending school in Erie or Niagara counties. For more information, current rates, or to apply for membership, visit greatertogethercu.com.
So back to the top of the order, and David Harris, the left fielder tonight for the Americans, got a hit in the game already. When I say already, this game feels like it's flying by. We're already in the top of the sixth. The Americans just 1 run on 4 hits. Jamestown now 3 runs on 5 hits. Tater back out there, deals from the windup. Harris rips that one into right field. It'll fall in front of Muncie for a leadoff single. David Harris' second hit of the ball game.
Similar to where that triple fell. Muncie, no chance there. Thought for a second he might overrun it and have the ball behind him, but Americans now 5 for 6 with a leadoff runner on. You know they're going to be careful, not trying to get picked off again.
So in steps Alex Glasscock, the new guy. Just his second game for the Americans. Swung on and missed, strike 1. Glasscock aggressive after Harris swinging at the first pitch as well.
Say we want the Americans to take pitches, but then if they do find a pitch they like, they will swing at it. Sometimes it goes pretty well.
Tater works from the stretch. Pitch to Glasscock. Misses inside. Now 1-1. Olean still ahead of Auburn 8-3 over there at Bradner Stadium in Olean, New York. That would be a big win for the Oilers, who are coming off a win against the Americans yesterday.
Yeah, trying to get back to 500 here.
Yeah, 9-10. Just a half game ahead of the Americans. That one lands in there. For strike number 2, Glasscock quickly behind 1-2.
Sort of the velocity pick up there from Tater. 1-2.
So Tater ahead, 1-2. Harris off first. Here's the pitch to Glasscock. Popped foul out of play. It'll stay 1-2.
Hits off the light up there to show how high that one went. 1-2, looking to move him over. Looking to move Harris over from first.
Glasscock flew out to right his last time up, but hit it well. Harris off first. Glasscock takes that one low and away for ball number 2.
This spot, you can see Fetchik giving him, saying good spot, just missed it, try and go back to it.
Nobody out in the inning. Harris, leadoff base hit to right field. Glasscock stands in on the right side, misses low and out. Snap throw to first. Harris back in standing.
Good pick and another good throw. Doesn't have any wild pitches happen. 3-2, big pitch here to Glasscock. Can't strike out.
Good pitch for Harris to run on. Action count, something that we've seen Will Cordero run on in the past. A full count pitch coming in the top of the 6th. There goes Harris from first. Swung on and missed. Glasscock can't go anywhere, but Harris steals second. Glasscock can't run down to first on the drop third. First base was occupied pre-pitch, so Harris swipes the bag, now in scoring position with 1 out.
We'll get in the scoring position with 1 out. That's what you want. Gardy, 1 hit tilt center, 1 just line 2 more in center, but you know he's going to put something on this ball.
Zangardi bats from the left side. Here's the pitch. Inside, misses. Zangardi, a homer on the year 6 days ago at South Magley Stadium against the Newark Pilots. Absolutely crushed it to right field. Certainly a lot of power freshman has. He pops this one up in the infield, and it's over the head of Tater. It falls in front of Jordan, and Zangardi will reach on the infield single.
Looked like it was going to be an easy play there. Didn't know if it was going to be Tater from that second. Felt like it might be a double play ball for Chance, but
yeah, tough play for Tater running back. Would have had to make an over-the-shoulder grab, but Zangardi reaches, and in steps Matt Ganschow. Pitch to Ganschow. Takes it low and away for ball number 1.
still no one warming in either pen here, Tom, so it's going to be a pitcher's duel.
Yeah, it has been all game for sure. Just 4 runs out there on the scoreboard. Harris off second, Zangardi off first. Pitch to Ganschow, cut on and miss for strike 1.
Ganshaw's not trying to move these runners. He's trying to score him here, so pitch close. He's trying to swing for the fences.
Ganschow bats from the right side against Tater. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Here's the pitch. Swung out and missed for strike 2. So Ganschow now finds himself behind in the count 1-2. Hitting just .294 on the road compared to .429 at home this year. .294 still very good on the season. Here's the 1-2 to Ganschow. Hit to third, fielded by Dixon. He'll run, step on third, beat Harris to the bag for the second out of the inning.
Fumbled enough there by Jamestown. Thought that might be a double play ball. Gets the lead runner at third, but first and second still.
So Ganschow reaches on the fielder's choice. And in steps Derek Desmondy. First pitch inside, gets the corner, does Tater. Strike number 1. Desmondy 1 homer on the year as well. Here's the pitch, swung on and missed for strike 2. Desmondy, a healthy hack. Didn't get a piece of it against Tater.
Looks like he's really figured it out after those first two base runners. Desmondy looking to put something in play.
78 degrees here at Diethrick Park. A lot of humidity, though. Pitch to Desmondy. Bounce to the right side. Field on the backhand by Rodriguez. Costa going to be a tough play at first, and he makes it. How about Ryan Tater tripping by the first base bag, but is able to step on first, and Desmondy is retired for the third out of the bottom of the 6th.
Another tough play there. He thought Tater might fall, but able to get to first base in time. First and second, nobody out. Hurricanes go out in order once again. They're putting runners on, Tom. Just aren't able to capitalize.
Yeah, getting guys on for sure. Harris, the leadoff single in that inning, stole second on the Glasscock strikeout, but Zangardi another hit in the inning as well, and they just can't get guys around to score, it seems. We're heading to the bottom of the 6th here on the American Sports Network.
The Niagara Falls Americans thank Casella Waste Systems for their continued support. Casella offers sustainable waste management and garbage pickup right here in Niagara Falls. As an environmental service provider, Casella manages and transforms society's waste into new resources. Call 716-637-4843 to get a price quote on garbage pickup. The Niagara Falls Americans appreciate the ongoing support of Blaze Brockway Contracting. Family owned and operated for over 15 years, Blaze Brockway Contracting specializes in all aspects of remodeling and renovation. Call 607-259-7607 for all of your construction and home improvement needs. The Niagara Falls Americans would like to thank Bully Hill Vineyards for their support all season long. On the south end of gorgeous Keuka Lake, you can taste over 40 wines and enjoy food at a family-friendly winery open 7 days a week. Visit bullyhillvineyards.com to learn more about what they have to offer. A special thank you to Tropical Heating and Cooling for sponsoring the Americans this season. Locally owned and operated, Tropical Heating and Cooling provides expert installation, repair, and maintenance for home heating, cooling, and air quality systems. Call 716-870-0753 or head to tropicalheating.net to submit a service request and knock your heating and cooling needs out of the park.
So Aiden Rose back out there for his 6th inning of work. We're now in the bottom of the 6th here at Diethrick Park. Americans Tarp Skunks. 3-1 the Tarp Skunks lead. First pitch to Costello. Popped up into shallow left. Glasscock a long run. And he makes the play for the first out of the inning. Out from shortstop.
Only 72 pitches through 5 1/3 for for Rose. You'll take what you can get here as he gets him out on one pitch.
So in steps Jackson Enders. He's 0 for 2 today. Struck out looking in the 4th. And popped out to right field in the 1st to end a crowded inning for the Tarp Skunks. Takes ball number 1. Rose kind of tilts his head. Thought it was a strike, but didn't get the call. 1-0 pitch from Rose. Fastball, top of the zone. Gets it against Enders. Enders plays his collegiate ball at Stonehill in Easton, Mass., a Division I school. Actually played for Jamestown last summer as well. 2 hits in 5 games. Follows that one back. It'll be a 1-2 coming to Jackson Enders. Also played summer ball for the Connecticut Riptide. I know we've said this a lot this year, but these summer league names are really great. The Connecticut Riptide, like, you wonder really who thinks of that, but a good name. Same thing, the Tarp Skunks. Really unique, really cool. Pitch inside, doesn't get the corner. Rose wanted it. Didn't get it, and it'll be a 2-2.
I'm impartial to the Hartford Yard Goats myself.
Pitch to Rose. Chopped foul. So we'll do 2-2 all over again. Rose takes a deep breath, steps back on the mound. Pitching from the windup here against Jackson Enders. Here's the 2-2. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. Aiden Rose sends another Tarp Skunk back to the dugout, this time swinging for the second out of the inning.
Tough at bat there for Enders. Now 13 strikeouts on the year. It ties him for first on his team. Big, quick 2 outs for the 2 runs in the bottom of the 5th.
So the 4th strikeout of the game for Aiden Rose. And in steps Caleb Jordan. First pitch misses in the dirt. Good block from past. Ball 1. Rose quickly back on the bump. Gets his sign from past and deals. In there for strike 1. Rose, a guy that a lot of these hitters definitely hate to face. Works quickly, keeps him off balance, and forces soft contact. It's like saying Beetlejuice 3 times. Misses in the dirt. Now 1-1.
We talked about with Caleb Jordan that he can really get hits when he needs to. Really hasn't been the case today, but it's kind of not been applicable because he's came up twice with 2 outs with no one on, so really hasn't found the time for RBIs.
It'll be a 2-1 pitch to Jordan. Cracked into right for a base hit. 2-out single for Caleb Jordan. He reaches here in the bottom half of the 6th.
Americans looking to cool it down here with 2 outs. Had those 2 quick outs in the last inning. A walk and a pair of singles. Brought over 2 runners.
So here's James Dixon. He doubled back in the 5th. Last inning. Absolutely smoked the ball to left center in the gap. Rowell playing deep at 3rd. Middle back as well. Pitch from Rose. Outside corner gets the call. Against Dixon. James Dixon wears number 15. Played in 41 games this past year at SUNY Brockport. Hit .341. Now trails 0-1 against Rose. Here's the pitch. Outside corner misses. 1-1. Rose 4 strikeouts tonight in 5 2/3 innings. But as you mentioned, nobody warming out there in the Americans' bullpen. And nobody in the Tarp Skunks' pen either. Pitch from Rose. Misses upstairs. Now 2-1. Americans will welcome the Elmira Pioneers tomorrow for a doubleheader starting at 2:05. Myself and Ethan Duncan on the call for 14 innings of baseball at Sal Magley Stadium tomorrow. Pitch misses low and away. Now 3-1.
So we were talking about, Tom, not letting them get back in with 2 outs. Giving up that single. Now a hitter's count 3-1.
Yeah, big pitch here from Rose. Kind of got a spot up a corner. You hope not leave something over the plate against Dixon, who's already done a lot of damage tonight with a double. Jordan off first. Pitch to Dixon, misses outside for a 2-out walk. Worked by James Dixon. Aiden Rose will have a conversation with his catcher, Nick Past.
In this game, Tom, Americans 0 for 6 with 2 outs. On the contrary, 4 for 9 is Jamestown, 444, looking to get 5 for 10 here and scoring some more runs.
Yeah, I mentioned this earlier. Past and Rose have a really good relationship between the two. Makes for a strong battery. 2 outs in the inning. 2 mound visits left for the Americans after that one. Joaquin Rodriguez Costa steps in. Hit a couple of balls hard tonight. Lined out to left his last time up. Pitch from Rose in there for strike number 1. Rose quickly ahead 0-1. Whatever Past said in the mound visit clearly worked.
He's got to throw a couple more.
Dixon off first. Jordan off second. Pitch to Costa in there for strike 2. Rose quickly ahead. 0-2.
Looking for that 5th strikeout. Already thrown 4, 3 swinging.
Rose ahead 0-2. 2 outs in the inning. Pitches out of the stretch. Steals in the dirt. Misses for ball 1. A good spot from Rose. Better stop from Pass behind the plate. Jordan really jumpy off second there, wanting to take third, but with 2 outs in the inning and a lefty at the plate, so an easy task for Pass to be able to throw down a nice easy lane. Not really something you'll see from a guy at second with 2 outs. Pitch hit out of play for strike 2, so down 1-2, 2 outs in the inning.
Another jam here from Rose, trying to get out of it.
1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 runners on, a 2-run lead for the Jamestown Tarp Skunks. Rodriguez Costa against Moroz. Moroz deals, swung on and missed, strike 3. Moroz is fired up, and he gets out of a jam here in the bottom of the 6th against the Jamestown Tarp Skunks.
It's out of a jam again. Huge strikeout, strikeout number 4. Number 5, 4th swinging. Hoping the Americans bats can help him out, tie this ball game up as we head to the top of the 7th.
How about Aiden Moroz coming out there? 2 strikeouts in the inning. Able to mow down some Tarp Skunks and get out of a 1st and 2nd jam. Only 3 runs on 6 hits for Moroz. Really doing his part tonight on the mound through 6.
You just really need the run support, Tom. In those games, had those 2 wins and the 1 no decision. Americans scored 13, 9, and 7. Certainly not the case here.
Yeah, we'll take a look at the PGCBL West Division standings. Auburn now in first place. They've won 4 in a row, although not looking good tonight as they are trailing the Olean Oilers at Bradner Stadium in Olean, New York. Currently by a score of 9-5. Batavia drops to 2nd. They are 13-5, tied with Auburn, but Auburn's got the head-to-head against Batavia. Jamestown 12-6, the Americans' opponent obviously tonight. The Pioneers coming to town tomorrow, face the Americans. They're 9-8 on the year, just over 500 Then you've got all the teams below 500, but a majority of them close together as the Ironbacks 9-10, just ahead of the Oilers, who are 8-10, looking to make it 9-10. Niagara Falls, the Americans 8-10, tied with the Oilers, but the Oilers 2-0 against the Americans in the season series, which is the first tiebreaker in the PGCBL. And the Geneva Red Wings, they've won 2 in a row now, 6-11 on the season.
Geneva's quietly a good team. Very interested to see how the Americans play them in that doubleheader on July 5th. Obviously, a little bit better than record. We say the same thing about Olean, but don't sleep on the Red Wings.
Absolutely. The Newark in the 9th spot, 1-14. Geneva currently trails the Newark Pilots 3-1 at Colburn Park. The Americans will take on the Red Wings 4 times next week. Tuesday, Thursday, doubleheader at Geneva, then Sunday doubleheader in Niagara Falls. Here's Nick Pass to lead things off for the Americans. Nobody on, nobody out. First pitch of the inning by Ryan Tater. Hits a shortstop, played on a hop. Long throw by Enders. He makes a nice play for the first out of the inning. How about Jackson Enders? Plays it on a hop, backhand, throws across the diamond. Pass is retired.
Another first pitch swinging there. Enders made it easier than it was. Big first out here when the Americans coming from behind.
Pass hit it well, but an even better play on the defensive end. So in steps Colin Price. Price 0 for 2 today. Couple of pop outs. Takes that one low and away for ball number 1. Nobody warming in the Tarp Skunks pen. Same thing for the Americans. A battle of the starters tonight. It's like when you get to a restaurant, you're not sure mott sticks, nachos, battle of the starters. Price takes that one upstairs, now 2-0.
Did you practice these in the mirror?
I like that one. That was a good one.
You said it.
So it'll be a 2-1 pitch coming to Colin Price. 1 out in the inning. Swung on and missed. Now 2-1.
It's grinning ear to ear up here.
Tater, working from the stretch, deals. Lands that one in there. Now 2-2 against Colin Price. Price last summer played in the Beach Collegiate Baseball League. Hit .333. Guided the Forest Brook Mallards to a Final Four appearance. Here's the 2-2. Fouled straight back behind home. 2-2 all over again. Both pitchers doing a good job getting ahead of hitters early and making them fight back with 2 strikes, which Price is doing well here. 2-2 coming. Popped up, out of play. So once again, we'll do 2-2.
Tater getting close to pitch number 100 here. Nice 2-2 count.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2-run lead for the Tarp Skunks. We're in the top of the 7th. Pitch to Colin Price. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. Price slams his back, clearly frustrated. Kind of speak for the entire Americans offense today. They've been held to 1 run all the way back in that 3rd inning after a Miguel Salcedo triple and a Cooper Rowell sacrifice fly.
Yeah, they get 2 quick outs. They're usually getting a runner on leadoff. Still have not had a hit with 2 outs. 0 for 6.
Here's Adam Weiss. Walked his last time up, but was caught stealing. Takes one upstairs for ball number 1. Americans had 2 hits last inning. Dave Harris and Dom Zangardi with an infield pop-up single. Here's the pitch to Weiss. Outside, misses. Now 2-0. A good hitter's count here for Adam Weiss. Weiss this past year, 5 bombs for Herkimer County Community College. Jamestown still yet to give up a home run. Would be a good time for one. Here's the pitch. Misses low and away. And now 3-0 coming to Adam Weiss.
Tied with Gladfelter for 14 walks on the year. Going to get up to 15. Get the tying runner on.
So 3-0. Weiss way ahead. They do trail 3-1, so base runner's very valuable here. You probably won't see a green light from Adam Weiss. You won't. He's taken all the way. Ball 4. Joe Reidebach telling his starter to breathe, load early, make sure he can get 7 complete innings out of his starter, Ryan Tater.
It brings up Salcedo, that triple, and then 3-1 count. Thought he had a walk, didn't, then struck out looking.
Reidebach, a pitching coach at Hilbert in Hamburg, the pitching coach. Pitch, Salcedo taken outside, ball number 1. Counts 1-0 here against Salcedo. Got one of the 6 hits in the ball game for the Americans. Weiss off first, pitch to Salcedo, chopped to the left side of the infield. Dixon going to play it on the long hop. Throws a skipper to first, picked at first by Rodriguez Costa. And Ryan Tater works through 7 innings of 1-run ball for the Jamestown Tarp Skunks. And they lead 3-1 here as we head to the bottom of the 7th. Jamestown coming to bat.
The Americans would like to thank Salino Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electric for their continuous support. Salino Plumbing's licensed Buffalo professionals strive for same-day service with fully stocked vehicles to reduce wait times. Whether it's emergency plumbing, mainline repairs, or anything in between, call 716-202-9665 for all your plumbing, heating, cooling, and electrical needs today. A special thank you to Tropical Heating and Cooling for sponsoring the Americans this season. Locally owned and operated, Tropical Heating and Cooling provides expert installation, repair, and maintenance for home heating, cooling, and air quality systems. Call 716-870-0753 or head to tropicalheating.net to submit a service request and knock your heating and cooling needs out of the park. The Niagara Falls Americans appreciate the ongoing support of Blaze Brockway Contracting. Family owned and operated for over 15 years, Blaze Brockway Contracting specializes in all aspects of remodeling and renovation. Call 607-259-7607 for all of your construction and home improvement needs.
We're in the bottom half of the 7th. The Tarp Skunks come to bat here against the Niagara Falls Americans. Once again, I'm Tom Rook here on the American Sports Network. Jamestown leads the Americans 3-1 alongside my broadcast partner, Ethan Duncan. Ethan actually taking over as the play-by-play announcer tomorrow for Game 2 of the Pioneers against the Americans. A doubleheader tomorrow. Americans Pioneers battle of the Can USA owned teams. Long drive for the Pioneers, over 3 hours of a trek to Niagara Falls. Morose deals to Traumer, who bounces that one foul towards the Jamestown dugout for strike number 1. Yes, be 10-1-2 coming up for the Tarp Skunks.
Yeah, so they were the farthest rides in the PGCBL, probably just behind Elmira to Niagara Falls. Probably be 3.5, 4.
Yeah, Elmira to the Ironbacks. Have to cross the border. That's a haul for sure. Rose deals the 1-1 to Traumer. Check swing. He did not go. It'll be a 2-1. Coming to Traumer from Rose. The pitch, fastball, hit through the left side for a leadoff single. Anthony Traumer's on to start the bottom of the 7th.
Another hit here for Traumer. It's his 2nd of the game. Now 3 for 7 leadoff here for Jamestown.
Looks like Justin Gladfelter getting loose for the Americans in the bullpen, an infielder, position guy. Seen him get loose a good amount this year in the bullpen. Hasn't yet to pitch an inning. Rose misses upstairs to Grant Moore. One of the best hitters in the entire league. One-0 to Moore. Gets the call, now 1-1.
Similar spot to that first pitch.
Tarp Skunks lead 3-1. Back to the top of the ordering, Grant Moore, who now is riding an 18-game on-base streak. 1-1 count, Morose deals. Traumer runs on the play. Nice back pick by Adam Weiss for the first out of the inning. But Traumer moves from first to second.
A good pitch to run on. That would have been a double play easily. Running no chance to out at second. Gets out more, but runner does go in scoring position with 1 out.
So it is Saturday night. Eric Weeks is not spending it alone, though. Much like his walk-up song by John Party, Eric Weeks steps up to the plate. The most dangerous bat in this Tarp Skunk lineup. Pops that one foul for strike number 1. Rose ahead 0-1 against Weeks. Traumer off second. He checks him back. Pitch in the dirt. A good stop from Pass once again. One ball, one strike, one out. Aiden Rose dealing to Eric Weeks. Here's the pitch. Misses low and away. Pass once again. Doing an excellent job back there.
These right-handed hitters look like he's tried to go low and outside a lot. He's trying to find his spot. Now 2-1.
Yeah, that curveball, he lands it right there on the corner. Seems to be a go-to pitch for Moroz tonight and all season. Definitely a bulk guy for the Americans. 2-1 in the dirt. Now 3-1. Open bag, so a walk doesn't necessarily hurt Moroz with Eric Weeks at the plate as well. Nate Muncy looming on deck, who's got a hit in this game. Pitch to Moroz, from Moroz. Gets the outside corner that time. There's his spot. So now 3-2 coming against Eric Weeks.
Their big pitch here from Rose. Going to get Weeks on.
Yeah, strikeout is big. If he can retire Weeks, keep Traumer stranded at second for Muncy coming up next. Here's the pitch from Rose. Chopped up the middle. Glasscock plays it. No, he doesn't. Just under his glove. And Weeks will have himself an RBI base hit. Traumer scores. Now it's 4-1, the Tarp Skunks lead.
Play you thought Glasscock was just going to eat. Didn't really think he had a chance to throw it. Just goes under his glove. Would have been first and third. Now a huge insurance run comes in here for Jamestown.
Interested to see how that one scored. Definitely a play Glasscock can make on the forehand. Ball goes under his glove. He was expecting a high hop and didn't get it. Here's Nate Muncy. There goes Weeks from first. Throw down for Pass. It's a good one. Weeks doesn't slide and is in safe at second. Wonder if Weeks thought the throw was a bad one or something, but he steals the bag anyway.
The better throw would have been closer. You see Weeks trying to obviously steal when he's sliding in, but another one gets in scoring position once again.
Rose deals to Muncy. Just misses for 2-0. Home plate umpire says the ball was up, but from up here it looked like it was down the middle.
To be fair, though, we are a little bit up as well.
Yeah, he's got a better angle than us for sure. Rose checks Weeks at second. Inside leg move, walks him back to second. So 1 run on 2 hits in the inning for the Tarp Skunks. No errors. Called a single on that last play. That one's in the zone for strike 1. Looks like Colin Price, Justin Gladfelter out there warming. Not really sure this is a game that Colin Price is going to come into, though. Maybe showing Gladfelter a couple ways to warm up. Muncy punches that one down the left field line foul, so it'll be a 2-2 pitch coming from Rose. We're in the bottom half of the 7th. Tarp Skunks lead the Americans 4-1. 1 out in the inning. 2-2 pitch to Muncy. Popped up into left field. Harris is underneath it. Ranges back a step. Now makes the catch for the second out of the inning.
Big second out. Just trying to. It's a 3-run game. So brings up Fetchick.
A lot of action out there tonight for David Harris. Made a couple different plays. Fetchick digs in. Fetchick 0 for 2 tonight with a walk and a strikeout looking as well. Pitch from Rose. Bounce to third. Rowell fields. He'll go across the diamond. Jumping play by Weiss. He lands on first. Another nice play by Adam Weiss over there at first on the defensive end. And Rose retires Fetchick. The ground out to third. So in the inning, the Tarp Skunks score 1 run on 2 hits. No errors in the inning and 1 runner left. Tarp Skunks now lead by 3. 4-1 is your score. We've played 7 full innings. The Americans coming to bat here in the bottom half of the 7th.
They're looking for a rally like they did in that 9-8 win, scoring some in the 8th and in the 9th. We're going to do it here. Let's up to bat.
They've got 6 outs to do it. Coming up for the Americans is Cooper Rowell here in the top of the 8th.
The Niagara Falls Americans appreciate the support of Stalka Agency. Serving Western New York since 1957, Stalka Agency makes insurance simple through proactive planning and straightforward conversations. Call the local Stalka insurance team at 716-634-7070 to get a tailored insurance quote that's as precise as a pitcher painting the outside corner. The Niagara Falls Americans appreciate the support of Greater Together Credit Union. Greater Together Credit Union provides personalized banking, loans, mortgages, and savings accounts for anyone living, working, or attending school in Erie or Niagara counties. For more information, current rates, or to apply for membership, visit greatertogethercu.com. The Niagara Falls Americans thank Casella Waste Systems for their continued support. Casella offers sustainable waste management and garbage pickup right here in Niagara Falls. As an environmental service provider, Casella manages and transforms society's waste into new resources. Call 716-637-4843 to get a price quote on garbage pickup. The Niagara Falls Americans would like to thank Bully Hill Vineyards for their support all season long. On the south end of gorgeous Keuka Lake, you can taste over 40 wines and enjoy food at a family-friendly winery open 7 days a week. Visit bullyhillvineyards.com to learn more about what they have to offer.
Back here at Diethrick Park in the top of the 8th, a new pitcher for the Tarp Skunks. It's Colin Pence. Pence threw a week and a half ago, the last time these two teams met before Tuesday's matchup, and actually got the loss, blew the save in that game. Misses outside to Cooper Rowell. In that game last week where the Americans won 9-8, Colin Pence won an inning, gave up 3 runs on 2 hits, 1 walk, also had 2 wild pitches. And the Americans were able to win that one 9-8 here at Diethrick Park. Here's the pitch to Cooper Rowell in there for strike 1. Ryan Tater, a big 1-run, 7-inning outing for this Jamestown Tarp Skunks team.
He gave up 6 hits, 4 walks, but had 5 strikeouts. And I feel like he gave up a hit in every inning, but Americans weren't able to capitalize. As I mentioned, no hits and 2 outs.
Rowell hits that one into left, coming on. Trommer, he'll let it fall in front of him, so it's a leadoff base hit for Cooper Rowell, who's hit the ball hard a couple times tonight.
Yeah, really. Been going to left a couple of times there. Thought Trommer's going to try and dive, but get a leadoff single. Not tying run. Scored another run, but.
So back to the top of the order. Here's David Harris. He's 2 for 2 today. Walked in the first. Single in the third and the 6th. Harris now hitting well over 400 on the season. Rowell off first. Deals to Harris, outside corner, gets the call for strike 1. Harris kind of shakes his head, didn't like it. Pence from New Braunfels, Texas. Just 1 appearance this past year at Trinity University. Fastball sits anywhere from 90 to 93. Pitch to Harris. Changeup misses down and out for ball 2. Excuse me, ball 1. Counts 1-1. Jamestown bringing out the flamethrowers tonight. The only guy not in that, necessarily not in the game yet, is Chase Barron, who is one of those flamethrowers. Pence misses inside to Harris. Ryan Tater, a really good outing, went 7 strong. Was a freshman this past year at UConn. His fastball sits anywhere from 89 to 92. Now you got a guy like Colin Pence in, who's anywhere from 90 to 93. The Americans' offense has got their work cut out for him. Here's the 2-1 to David Harris. Inside, gets by Fetchick. Rowell will scamper to second. The Americans now have a runner in scoring position.
We've talked about those wild pitches, Tom. Had 2 in that last game. Had one in the first pitch. Obviously no one on, so it wouldn't qualify as a wild pitch, but big one right there. Runner now in the second. More importantly, 3-1 count now. You get first and second here. David Harris had the single in their comeback win against Jamestown over Pence. Had the first single scoring Zangardi.
So some Americans magic against Colin Pence, especially off the bat of David Harris. Here's the 3-1 to Harris. Hit fouled on the third baseline. So it'll be a 3-2 coming. Nobody out in the inning. The Americans have 6 outs to work with. They trailed the Tarp Skunks 4-1. 8 hits for Jamestown, 7 for the Americans. 1 error for Niagara Falls, none for the Tarp Skunks. Rose sitting down in the dugout. Looks like he's going back out there. Full count pitch to Harris. Fouled on the third baseline once again behind the Pence heater. Colin Price warming for the Americans. You wonder if they're able to come back and tie it. He goes in. If not, they run back Rose. That's no consolation to Rose. He's done a great job holding his strong Jamestown team to just 4 runs. The 3-2 to Harris. Hits a third. Stopped on the backhand by Dixon. He'll go the long throw and retire Harris for the first out of the inning. Not an easy hitter to send back to the dugout. There's the first out of the inning.
To a full count again, just 6-3 out. Thought trying to have him go to third, but puts him back with his eyes. First out, no runners move over.
Hit pretty well. I mean, Harris, a well-struck ground ball, just right to the backhand of Dixon, who made a nice play over there at the hot corner. So in steps Alex Glasscock. 1 out in the inning. Cooper Rowell off second. Pitch fouled down the first baseline. See Glasscock late a good amount of the evening on these fastballs, having a hard time picking up. It'll be an 0-1 coming to Glasscock. Pitch swung on and missed. Glasscock a little bit behind that one.
Say that again.
Now 0-2. Tarp Skunks lead 4-1. We are in the top half of the 8th inning. Colin Pence on the mound, throws from the right side. Deals the 0-2 to Glasscock. Fastball just misses on the outside corner. Jamestown second in the West Division in runs entering the game tonight, and you got to applaud Aiden Rose holding them to just 4. Not much run support, though. Just 1 run for the Americans. 1-2 to Glasscock. Fouled back behind home, so it'll be a 1-2 once again.
Just trying to keep up with this fastball. He knows that that's what Pence is going to throw.
Glasscock digs in. Down 1-2 once again. Rowell led off the inning with a base hit to left. Advanced to second on a wild pitch by Pence, who's now on the mound for his first inning of relief here in the 8th inning. Checks Rowell back at second. Delivers. Misses low with the fastball. So it'll be a 2-2 coming to Alex Glasscock. Glasscock joined the team this week. A native of Monterey, California. Going to be a junior in the fall at Middlebury College in Vermont. Pence deals inside, and now Glasscock's worked it full.
Very impressive at bat by Glasscock's fouled off a couple of great pitches.
Be a 3-2 pitch coming to Glasscock. The Americans making Pence work. Now back-to-back full count pitches coming. Harris bounced to third. right before Glasscock. Pence steals the 3-2. In the dirt, gets by Fetchick, so Rowell will move up to third. And the Americans have the runners at the corners for Dominic Zangardi.
Another big wild pitch there. Only on a 3-ball count. Gets away, able to move it 90 feet away.
So 2 wild pitches in the inning. Fetchick out there to make sure Pence is okay. Zangardi steps in, having himself a day at the plate. 2 for 3. One of those hits, one of the prettiest little infield singles I've ever seen. Popped one over the head of Ryan Tater, landed right in front of second baseman Caleb Jordan. Here's the pitch to Zangardi outside for ball 1. Zangardi is the tying run at the plate. If he could get a hold of one, first homer that the Tarp Skunks have given up this year would be quite something. 1-0 pitch to Zangardi. Fouled straight back. Pitch up and away. Have to watch it back, maybe if it was in the zone or not, but an aggressive hack nonetheless by Zangardi.
Gotta be careful here if you're Fetchick. He's already thrown 2 wild pitches, can't score 1 run off it.
1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Pitch taken upstairs. Now 2-1. You wonder if we see Chase Barron in this ball game. Tarp Skunks missile thrower out of the bullpen. Pence works from the stretch. The 2-1 to Zangardi. Fouls it right in the glove of Fetchick. Fetchick checks his thumb. That one hurt. Looks like he's going to be all right. Gives the thumbs up to his manager. Thumbs up to his manager, Joe Reidebach.
Just went to that high fastball twice, and Zangardi's fouled it off. Zangardi was also up, scored one of the runs in that game. It was hit by a pitch on a 1-2 count.
So the Americans this week were off Monday, played Tuesday against Jamestown, lost. Zangardi pitched in that game, then rained out Wednesday against the Buffalo Diesel. Thursday, Zangardi also pitched in that game. Here's the pitch. Hit fouled on the right field line. Well struck baseball, but into the Americans' bullpen.
Yeah, I didn't want to knock out your bullpen pitcher by a foul ball.
Check that. Zangardi pitched last night. Got those 2 days mixed up. But yeah, been pitching a lot this week after not throwing all year on the mound. Here's the pitch to Zangardi. Hit out into center, not deep. Grant Moore's under it. Rowell going to test him. Tag up from third. Throw cut off by Rodriguez Costa. So Zangardi gets an RBI on the sacrifice fly to center field. And that's a 4-2 ball game.
Brings up Ganschow with a tying run here, Tom.
So Ganschow digs in. Glasscock still off first. Now 2 outs in the inning. Tarp Skunks will shade Ganschow way over the left side. Expecting him to pull it. Checks his swing. Gets by Fetchick. But Ganschow goes on the swing. So it'll be an 0-1 coming to the Americans' designated hitter.
Another runner in scoring position via the wild pitch.
Yeah, you look at the way this Tarp Skunks infield is set up. I mean, Jordan practically playing behind second base. Ender's way in the 6 hole in the on the outfield grass. And Dixon over at third near the line. Pitch to Ganschow outside. Misses. Now 1-1. Big at-bat here for Ganschow. If he could put something into the outfield, score Glasscock, would make it a 1-run game. Here's the 1-1. Hit fouled on the first baseline. Ganschow got good wood on it, but a little behind it, like we mentioned earlier. Pence got some speed on the ball. Hits anywhere from 90 to 93.
Jesmondi looking at, Gantz looking to get on and bring up Jesmondi.
Pence ahead, 1-2, 2 outs. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed. Gets Ganschow to chase and mows down the Americans' 4-hitter to end the inning. So in the inning, the Americans score 1 run on 1 hit. No errors and 1 runner left on base. We've played 7.5, excuse me. The Jamestown Tarp Skunks lead the Niagara Falls Americans 4-2 here at Diethrick Park in Jamestown, New York.
Sammy's Pizzeria has been family owned and operated for 3 generations since 1962 and are the originators of the 1/2 tray of pizza. The Americans would like to thank Sammy's for sponsoring the team this season. Pick up all your favorites right across the street from Sal Magley Stadium at Sammy's Pizzeria. The Niagara Falls Americans appreciate the support of Stalka Agency. Serving Western New York since 1957, Stalka Agency makes insurance simple through proactive planning and straightforward conversations. Call the local Stalka Insurance team at 716-634-7070 to get a tailored insurance quote that's as precise as a pitcher painting the outside corner. The Niagara Falls Americans would like to thank McDonald's for being a sponsor of the team this year. With an extensive menu of well-known favorites, McDonald's is famous for its convenience. Especially during a long baseball season, McDonald's is the perfect place to grab a quick bite to eat and get right back to the ballpark. So head to your nearest McDonald's and enjoy all the classics. The Niagara Falls Americans appreciate the support of Greater Together Credit Union. Greater Together Credit Union provides personalized banking, loans, mortgages, and savings accounts for anyone living, working, or attending school in Erie or Niagara counties. For more information, current rates, or to apply for membership, visit greatertogethercu.com. The Niagara Falls Americans appreciate the support of Stalka Agency. Serving Western New York since 1957, Stalka Agency makes insurance simple through proactive planning and straightforward conversations. Call the local Stalka Insurance team at 716-634-7070 to get a tailored insurance quote that's as precise as a pitcher painting the outside corner. The Americans would like to thank Salino Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electric for their continuous support. Salino Plumbing's licensed Buffalo professionals strive for same-day service with fully stocked vehicles to reduce wait times. Whether it's emergency plumbing, mainline repairs, or anything in between, call 716-202-9665 for all your plumbing, heating, cooling, and electrical needs today.
So Dom Costello will lead things off here in the bottom of the 8th for the Tarp Skunks. It'll be 5, 6, 7. Costello, Enders, Jordan. Costello plays his collegiate ball at Gannon University. Had a breakout year this past year. So he takes that one upstairs from a new American's arm in Colin Price. So Aiden Moreau's taken out after 7 innings of work. Pitch from Price just misses. Now 2-0.
7 innings from Moreau's. Pretty similar stats to Tartar. 8 hits, 4 runs, 2 earned, and 4 walks with 5 strikeouts. So pretty similar. Just a couple of those hits were extra base hits, more walks. Just behind Tartar in terms of the pitcher's duel.
Pitch from Price in the dirt, misses. Now 3-1. So Price, the extra hitter, be interested to see if he stays in the lineup. His spot coming up in the order next inning. Costello gives that one a ride, but Jesmondi underneath it in center, and he makes the out for first out of the inning.
Easy play there for Jesmondi, who's going to be the first batter up in the top of the 9th.
Yeah, it'll be Jesmondi past Price. We got a pinch hitter here for the Tarp Skunks. It's Blake Herman. Swung on and missed for strike 1. Pitch from Price. Swung on and foul tipped behind home. So quickly 0-2 against Blake Herman.
Jordan batting respectable 279, has a home run, 2 doubles, slugging 442.
Price ahead 0-2, 1 out in the inning. Here's the pitch. Fastball popped up towards the middle. Glasscock ranging over. He makes a nice diving catch. Alex Glasscock leaves his feet for out number 2 here in the bottom of the 8th.
It's a big hug from Salcedo. Glasscock had to make a somersault there. Get Herman out, being out number 2.
Now 2 quick outs in the inning. Here is Caleb Jordan batting from the left side against Colin Price. 2-out pitch. Hit into right, and it's a 2-out single for Caleb Jordan. It's his second hit of the ball game.
Another hit for Jamestown with 2 outs. Now 5 for 12. Americans 0 for 8.
So 2 outs in the inning. In steps James Dixon. He's 1 for 2 today, a double. Back in the 5th. Also walked in the 6th. Price works from the stretch. First pitch in the dirt. Good block from past. Ball number 1. Price checks on him at first, delivers a ball to Dixon.
We're talking about it, Tom, wondering maybe why Price is in, thinking he was going to try and go in the doubleheader tomorrow, because we talked about Americans don't really have a lot of pitchers. Opt to go with him here, down 2 runs. It's just a coaching decision.
Pitch from Price, foul tipped back home, behind home by Dixon. Yeah, Price threw last Sunday against the Newark Pilots, so would have been in line to start tomorrow on 6 days rest. Price was also on a pitch count in that last start, 50 pitches, so
only went 1 2/3.
You wonder if he's just in here for an inning of work on a Saturday night. Price deals inside, misses. Now 2-1 against James Dixon. Price, a native of Jefferson, Georgia, actually hitting .313 at the plate in his 10 games on the season. Now down 3-1 in the count to James Dixon. Jordan off first. Dixon fouls that one behind home. So that will give Caleb Jordan a head start over there at first. He'll take off on the pitch. Dixon against Price. Here 3-2 coming. We're in the bottom of the 8th. The Tarp Skunks lead the Americans 4-2. Some pretty strong fortitude for the Tarp Skunks. They currently are ahead by 2. Pitch from Price. Misses upstairs. And he walks Dixon for the second time today. Dixon works a walk.
A hit and a walk. Runners at first and second for Price. Trying to keep this a 2-run game.
Yeah, Price's job coming out of the bullpen here. Keep this game right where it is. Did a good job getting 2 quick outs, but now finds himself in a little bit of a jam with first and second against Joaquin Rodriguez Costa. 2 outs in the inning. Pitch from Price. Chopped foul for strike 1. Price working out of the stretch here against the left-hander Rodriguez Costa, playing first base tonight. Price checks Jordan back at second, delivers the pitch in there for strike 2.
I have to wonder, Tom, if they're going to go to Chase Barron, who finished the game for the Tarp Skunks, or if they'll opt to go back to Pence. Someone warming in the pen. We'll see if they have to go with him or go back to Pence with this 0-2 count here from Price.
Price steals the 0-2. Fastball fouled back behind home. It'll be an 0-2 once again. Coming to Rodriguez Costa. Big pitch here from Colin Price. Trying to mow down Rodriguez Costa on strike. Here's the pitch. Misses with the changeup low and out. That'll be a 1-2 coming.
So going to have him chase low. You missed the pitch, but it's on a 0-2.
Americans have some magic here at Diethrick Park. They won a close one the last time they were here, 9-8, after a big top of the ninth comeback. See if Price can get them there. 1-2, check swing. Checks, no, he does not. Rodriguez Costa holds, and it'll be a 2-2 coming.
It's a very big hold there. Didn't seem to. Pretty obvious. Had to appeal to the umpire at second. What'd you play now? Now 2-2.
Be a 2-2 pitch, 2 outs. 4-2, the Tarp Skunks lead. Jordan off second. Price checks, then delivers. That one's popped up, headed towards foul ground, and it will land over there out of play. As Rowell gives it a look and heads back towards third. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. We're in the bottom of the 8th. 4-9-0 for the Tarp Skunks, 2-7-1 for the Americans. James Dixon off first, Caleb Jordan off second. Colin Price working from the stretch against Joaquin Rodriguez Costa. He deals outside. So it'll be another full count coming from Colin Price. That will release the runners once again. Give them a head start so Rodriguez Costa puts them in the gap. Good chance Dixon can score off first with the head start on the pitch. Price. Here's the 3-2 to Rodriguez Costa. Hit well into right. Zangardi going back. He won't get there. That'll land over his head. One run is in. Here comes Dixon round third. He'll score. Rodriguez Costa around second. He set it for third. The relay throw is not even thrown into the infield. And it's a huge 2-out, 2-run triple for Joaquin Rodriguez Costa, making it a 6-2 ball game. Tarp Skunks now lead the Americans.
Just that huge check swing call it, saying that he didn't went. High ball upstairs, make it full count. Just leaves it too much over the plate. No chance in that deep center field. One of the deepest centers we've seen in the PGCBL, 414. Doesn't get that far, but easily in for a triple. Would have been a stand-up, decides to slide in anyway. She puts the game out of reach.
So Traumer swings and misses at the next pitch. 0-1. Got a feel for Colin Price a little bit. Comes in for 1 inning. Thought he had strike 3 with a check swing, and Costa hits a triple. That one's swung on and missed once again by Anthony Traumer. Talked about it all night. The Tarp Skunks, they can slug. A couple of extra base hits in tonight's game after 11 in their previous 2. 0-2, Traumer hits that one into left, and it falls for a base hit. Another insurance run for Jamestown as Rodriguez Costa scores on the RBI single by Anthony Traumer.
Just really goes to show why they really chose to put Colin Price in. You would have wanted him to start tomorrow, and it's frankly stupid.
Here's Grant Moore. Misses upstairs for ball 1. 2 outs still in the inning. Jamestown now scored 3 runs on 2 outs. Pitch from Price in there for strike 1. Pick off to first. It gets by Weiss. Traumer getting the wave around second. He set it for third. And he advances 180 feet on the E1 pickoff throw by Colin Price.
It's just been a disaster inning. He wasn't even really off first at all. No reason to throw a pickoff. Weiss not expecting it. Rolls all the way to that side wall. Get into third easily. Just an inning that you really just want to be over at this point for the Americans.
So another error for this Americans team. Pitch to Grant Moore. Misses upstairs. Ball gets away from pass. Traumer almost took off for home, but stopped in his tracks. Count is 2-1 against Grant Moore. Here's the pitch from Colin Price. In the dirt, good block from Past. Here comes Traumer. Going to be a play at the plate. Tag from Price. He's in there. Anthony Traumer slides under the tag and makes it an 8-2 ball game, scoring on the wild pitch.
The ball didn't really get away, just underhand throw, flip to Price there. It's a bang-bang play, able to get in safely.
Look, close play, but Traumer able to get under the tag of Nick Past. 3-1 to Grant Moore. Fouled straight back. Moore right on that one from Price. It'll be a full count pitch. Pitch from Price. Hit down the right field line. Foul. Grant Moore jumping all over that one. Just a little bit out ahead. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. We're in the bottom of the 8th. 4 runs in the inning for the Tarp Skunks. They've scored 5 in their last 2 innings. They now lead 8-2 against the Americans. Here's the 3-2 from Price. This is upstairs. And Colin Price works a 2-out. Tosses a 2-out walk. Grant Moore works a 2-out walk. Moore obviously a threat to run. Over 15 bags on the year. Price now working from the stretch here against Eric Weeks. Pick off. This one on target. Quick tag by Weiss, but Moore back in time. Moore, good lead off first. Pitch from Price. There goes Moore. Throw down from Past. It's a high one. Tag by Salcedo. Not applied, so Moore has the bag stolen.
There's stolen base from Moore. To pick him off the first time, then steals the next pitch. Gets in safely.
That's what Jamestown does. They steal bags. 10 in their last 4 games. Now 5 tonight. Pitch from Price. Popped up down the first baseline. Weiss chasing it near the fence, but out of play.
Weiss just trying to gauge, is this ball going to stay in? Let's see at the end, it's not. Let's do a 1-1 against Weeks.
Price works from the stretch. Checks Moore at second. Pitch to Weeks. Inside. Almost hit him. Now 2-1. Price behind in the count 2-1 to the Jamestown best hitter. That one's hit into center. Shallow center. Ranging out is Glasscock. He makes a nice play to end a long bottom of the 8th. In the bottom of the 8th, Jamestown scores 4 runs on 3 hits, 1 error in the inning, and 1 runner left on base. The Americans coming to bat looking for a rally here in the top of the 9th against the Jamestown Tarp Skunks. You're watching PGCBL Baseball on the American Sports Network.
The Niagara Falls Americans would like to thank TLC Pet Food for their continued support. Specializing in nutrient-dense recipes, TLC Pet Food offers dog and cat food with fresh ingredients and added probiotics. Find the whole life dog and cat formulas for your furry friend at tlcpetfood.com. The Americans would like to thank Salino Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electric for their continuous support. Salino Plumbing's licensed Buffalo professionals strive for same-day service with fully stocked vehicles to reduce wait times. Whether it's emergency plumbing, mainline repairs, or anything in between, call 716-202-9665 for all your plumbing, heating, cooling, and electrical needs today. The Niagara Falls Americans appreciate the support of Stalka Agency. Serving Western New York since 1957, Stalka Agency makes insurance simple through proactive planning and straightforward conversations. Call the local Stalka insurance team at 716-634-7070 to get a tailored insurance quote that's as precise as a pitcher painting the outside corner.
So the Americans trail the Tarp Skunks 8-2 as we head to the top of the ninth, and Jamestown brings on their power arm in Chase Barron to close this one out. Also, Tito Kiefer comes on to play shortstop after Blake Herman pinch hit for Jackson Enders. Kiefer comes in as a defensive replacement. Barron, first pitch against Derek Jesmondi. Misses for ball one. Barron, 2 saves on the year. Not a save situation here, but been kind of that late inning guy for Jamestown.
Yeah, finished the Americans off in their loss at Sal Magley. They giving up 1 earned run. Americans made it close, had a runner on third. Couldn't tack one on against Barron. His 1.0 ERA stays.
Now trailing 2-0 here against Jesmondi. Pitch. Hit into center. Is it going to fall? It is! Derek Jesmondi, a leadoff base hit against Chase Barron.
The 5th hit given up by Barron. A long blooper there for Jesmondi. To get on the first.
Here's Nick Past. Past 0 for 3 today. Fly out, ground out, and a strikeout. Jesmondi starting what could be a rally here for the Americans. Pitch to pass, checks his swing, does not go though. The Americans have lost 2 in a row now. Fifth meeting between these two teams tonight. Jesmondi out first, pitch to pass, misses low and away for ball 2.
Jamestown's lost 4 of the last 5, looking to for the last 6, those 2 wins being against the Americans.
Barron from the stretch, pick off to first. Jesmondi back in time. Barron pitches collegiately at Seton Hill University, kind of a feeder team, Jamestown of the PSAC. A couple guys from Seton Hill, a guy from Bloomsburg, Gannon, Costella. Pass hits that one to third. Nice backhanded stop by Dixon. Go to second for 1. But Jordan will hold on to it and not go to first. But an amazing play over there at third by James Dixon on the backhand.
Excellent backhand there by Dixon. Runs him going from first to third. Get the lead runner out at second for big first out. This brings up Price. Just pitched.
So pass now on first. After the fielder's choice, Price will take his at-bat after pitching last inning. Remain in the extra hitter role. Takes that one upstairs for ball number 1. Chase Barron a pitch away from ending this one. If he can get Colin Price to hit something on the ground. Barron. Down 1-0, pitch to Price. Chopped over to third, fielded by Dixon. He'll go to second for 1, on to first. Good pick, no! Rodriguez Costa can't handle it. Price will advance to second. Slide in there safely on the E4.
It's a long run there from Price down that line, and then after the ball get away, sort of took an outside lane approach, didn't go straight, just went around, able to get in safely. Scoring position looked to be a tailor-made double play ball, but Price able to beat it out with a bad throw.
Yeah, not really sure what Caleb Jordan was doing there. Caught it, had plenty of time, kind of threw it on the run, threw it in the dirt. Rodriguez Costa couldn't handle it, so there's the first error of the ball game for the Tarp Skunks, and their 10th game in a row with an error. Here's Adam Weiss. First pitch to Weiss. Fastball cut on and missed for strike 1.
Talked about how both these teams have struggled with errors. I guess have one you could have said maybe 2, but then a big one there at first.
So Weiss behind the count 0-1 here against Barron. Pitch cracked down the right field line. foul. So now the Americans down to their final strike, and it's up to Adam Weiss to keep them alive. Weiss today 0 for 1 with a couple of walks. Also was caught stealing in the 5th. Colin Price off a second. Chase Barron in on the mound for the Tarp Skunks, working out of the stretch. Deals the 0-2. Fouled straight back. Weiss all over that heater. Barron, another guy that really brings it. He's anywhere from 91 to 93 with the fastball. Americans facing upper 80s, low 90s all night. Really tough matchups. The 0-2 to Weiss. Fastball cut on and missed. Strike 3. And Chase Barron signs the check to win the ball game against the Americans.
Just a game that the Americans felt like they were just out of reach the whole time. Got that first run in that top of the 3rd, but Jamestown answered right back. Just couldn't score with runners in scoring position. Really was their issue the whole game. No hits with 2 outs. You got the leadoff runners on. It felt like they had first and second, Tom, with nobody out 4 times, or runner on first with 1 out 10 times, and they just couldn't do anything with it. Then they'd go in order. Tater would figure it out. Aaron would figure it out. Pence would figure it out. Just a tough game to this Jamestown team that you've beaten once before and have made it close, and close through much of it. It's another tough game.
So Jamestown wins it 8-2. 8 runs on 11 hits and 1 error for the Tarp Skunks versus 2 runs on 8 hits and 2 errors for the Americans. Another tough loss for Niagara Falls. They've now lost 3 straight and will face off against a good Elmira Pioneers team coming to town tomorrow at Sal Magley Stadium.
Elmira in that 4th spot in that final playoff, being 1 game above 500. It's a spot Americans want to get to try and beat them up a couple times, try and get there, and playing Geneva, 2 teams that you'd like to beat, try and get 3 or 4 against them to get back to 500. It's a tough road for the Americans.
Absolutely. That'll do it here tonight. We thank you for spending part of your Saturday evening with us here on the American Sports Network. Take one more look around the PGCBL. Newark currently leads Geneva 6-1 in the bottom of the 7th, at Colburn Park. Saugerties ahead of Oneonta 12-3 in the East Division. Olean now up 9 over Auburn, 15-6 in the top of the 7th. Batavia up over the Ironbacks in a close one, 5-4 in the bottom of the 4th. Amsterdam leads Mohawk Valley 13-5. And Boonville ahead of Utica 4-3. The Pioneers taking on the Buffalo Diesel in an exhibition game tonight. As like I mentioned, they will head to Niagara Falls tomorrow for a 2:05 start for Game 1. It's Military Appreciation Night. We'll be live at 1:55. Americans Pioneers here on the American Sports Network. Once again, I'm Tom Ruck alongside Ethan Duncan.